Welcome to the No Hangover podcast.
You can check us out on all our platforms: Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Anchor, YouTube, Spotify, now with video. Our social media platforms: Instagram at No Hangover Podcast and TikTok _hangover. Enjoy.
Well, welcome. Yep, that's how I wanted to do it. That's how I wanted to start. Anyways, Merry Christmas for anyone who.
Merry belated Christmas.
Yeah.
And happy early New Year.
How was y'all's Christmas?
Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
That
My
is strong.
Christmas was pretty uneventful. I mean, I did some things, saw some family, ate a lot of food.
Ate some food.
But overall, you know, it was kind of on the lighter side of events and festivities.
How was your Christmas, Dennis?
I had a really good one.
Merry Christmas.
Hung out with cousins, drank,
Drank that. Drank.
played some games, ate some food.
I did drink a lot. I drank honestly, I drank a lot, but I had done so much like physical activity during the day. I wasn't fazed by it. I played basketball when it was freezing. Surprised I'm not sick, honestly. Wrestled my father. That was some fun stuff.
All right.
I don't know why he
They
decided
got into a
to.
big brawl over
Yeah.
Christmas.
No, I don't know why this man thought he could wrestle
I
me.
cut the fucking turkey.
It's crazy, but it was fun. He fights dirty as hell though. Never fight an old man. They'll bite you.
I mean, they're kind of like
They'll fucking bite you.
win at any cost. They're at a disadvantage.
Pretty much. That's literally what he said. He was like, if it was real, he was like, there's no rules apply in a real
It's like,
fight.
well, this isn't fucking real, Dad.
I was like, we weren't even fighting. First off,
This is
we were
fake.
wrestling.
Let's hope like it never gets to that level.
Well, you never know. Sometimes you just might need to beat the shit out of your dad.
Oh, no.
I feel like that goes a little too far.
Beat the shit out of.
I could never even hit my dad. I couldn't see myself doing it. I'd feel too bad. It's too old. I'd break his face. I couldn't see myself doing
Could
it.
I see myself hitting my dad? I wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't
My
do it.
dad's still under 50. He's 48, 49, so
That's different. My dad's old.
I wouldn't. I guess I
This
would.
man is
I
retired
would.
age.
I would feel bad, but I wouldn't feel as bad. So like, you're still young. You can recover quick, Dad.
I know. My dad's 65. I'll put that man out of commission.
My father's no longer with us, so
Oh shit. R.I.P.
it'd be pretty tough to.
Damn. Well, I mean,
I don't know about our.
hopefully it never.
But
Hopefully it never gets to that point where nobody has to
Dark.
hit fucking dads.
Dark.
Nice. I just heard what you said.
Jesus.
I joke.
I kid.
Well, All right, on a lighter note. Any upcoming plans for New Year's, fellas?
I
Like-
have no New Year's.
New
New
York.
Year's
Let's go to
plans.
New York. Times Square.
Boom.
Watch the ball drop. That seems like not a fun time. honestly.
It seems like way too many people.
Yeah.
It's like 80,000 or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
it seems like it's just a
Yikes.
fucking.
You know the freaking FIFA World Cup final though, 88,000.
You know, fucking Argentina's parade was estimated 4 million people at that parade.
That shit-
Estimated.
They shut down the
wild.
country.
Yeah,
The entire country.
estimated.
I mean, it was a
4
national
million
holiday in the
people.
country, but the players had to literally be airlifted
Out of there.
We
out of their
here,
bus
bitch.
because
Because they was like
How many
too
people?
extreme. Yeah, they
Yeah.
would have gotten attacked.
yeah,
That is
they
wild.
would've.
Imagine.
I mean, there was people jumping off bridges to try to get on the bus.
Yeah, did you see that? And the dude fucking fell.
One
off
of the
back
dudes made it.
bus.
The other dude did not
Yeah.
time his jump well. Literally clips the back of the bus. Is like, oh, falls.
I saw some tweets because America, we don't the soccer thing
America.
doesn't like hit us like it does the rest of
No.
the world. When Argentina was making this run, people were like, "Man, Messi will probably never have to pay for a drink in Argentina again." I was like, "It was always like
Yeah, he didn't
like
have
what
to.
he has done for that
Yeah,
country."
he didn't have to pay for a drink
Yeah.
for years.
Especially this past year, he won 3 international titles.
Yeah, I mean, he circled like this was the closing mark. Like his career is gonna keep going, but to
He
end the
did it.
prime
Well,
of
I
his
don't know.
career.
I don't know if it was just like an emotional high, but he was saying that fuck
He
it, I'm
wants
gonna
to
be
keep
back
going.
for the next World Cup.
Basically, I mean, the
He
manager
probably
said
will.
he always
he could.
has a
I'm sure he
spot.
probably could, but
I feel like he should honestly, because I mean, Pepe on Portugal, he
Yeah.
played. He's 39. Messi would be 39 playing his next World Cup,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be like he definitely the young core of Argentina was showing tons of improvement. They're just gonna have to take that next step because Messi, 39-year-old can't be expected to carry the whole country.
And the country.
that's
is-
why he's the goat.
it's tough.
The
For,
goat.
it's tough for countries to win World Cups.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It's
We haven't had a repeat champ since the 60s, my guy.
Yeah,
Brazil.
and Argentina
France had the best chance, but
what?
86.
Yeah, the 80s.
30 years.
Maradona did it. Coked up. Fucking using the hand of God.
I don't know if he was coked up during the.
I don't know. I mean, he was doing.
From what you
definitely-
hear,
he was
Well,
definitely
there was
doing coke
actually,
during his playing
actually,
career.
I just watched
I can only
a.
imagine what he was doing during
I
the
watched
World
a
Cup.
video of like a clip that came out that was like in the first game of the World Cup or one of the first games. It was Argentina versus Brazil, and like a player got injured and like started drinking from a Gatorade bottle, and the coach was like, "No, spit it out," and so the player spit it out, and then a Brazilian player comes and drinks from the same like Gatorade bottle, but doesn't spit it out. You know, he just thinking it's water, and he was like sick the rest of the game and the rest of the tournament. Pretty much, he was sick. One of like Brazil's star players. The Argentina player was like, "Yeah, we roofied him." They put fucking roofie.
what year?
The year I'm pretty sure Argentina won the World Cup.
86.
Like in the 80s. It was somewhere in the 80s. I don't
Plus,
know if it
you
was
could
that
get
year.
away with so much shit in the 80s. Like Lawrence Taylor was doing.
I mean, there was a lot of-
fucking hookers. Like
There was a lot of
during the
conspiracies
game.
of this World Cup because everyone got sick. Like
oh, the French players. There was like a little.
Two French players got sick.
but two important French players got sick.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean, he sat out the entire semifinal.
Well,
they all played the final though. But French, well, the ones that got sick, there was a lot of French players missing from their team.
Yeah,
Benzema.
all-
yeah, they were not at full strength, and they still made a hell of a run.
yeah.
They did.
I mean, even without those, like, it was like 5 like key players that are fucking top 20, top 25 players that didn't play, and even like Brazil, France, and England. Those are the only 3 teams that like you could have their backup 11.
They'd all start for USA.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I mean,
my
any
God.
of these countries, their entire third string could start.
I don't
for
know about
the US.
third string.
Maybe
That's
maybe not
extreme.
Morocco.
I would say-
out of the semifinal teams, I think
I would
Morocco
say-
was the least talented one. But I think
Yeah, they were just on
Or
a
at least
crazy
second
run.
string. At least all second string from, I'd say,
All 30 teams.
France. I wouldn't say all 30.
no.
That's-
Because
That's
we have
what
like
he was saying.
one. Nah, I know. I went third string, but only I was talking about for like France and
We're
like
not that bad.
Brazil.
The thing is that like again, we don't send our best athletes out there, and two, it's just not as.
I mean, we
important
do. Are just our best athletes do
No,
not play soccer.
We do not send our best.
Yeah, our best.
I mean, our best soccer athletes, yes, but our best athletes don't play
If
soccer.
LeBron had only focused on soccer since birth,
Yeah.
he'd be in goal.
My favorite video so far after the World Cup is definitely like the dude that compared like all NBA players to a soccer team. Or no, he put like just all athletes basically. He was using NBA and NFL
How,
players.
like if we were to send our best
athletes.
athletes,
Oh, I saw that. Like Tyreek Hill. Imagine
Yeah.
him as
Yeah.
a striker. Like,
Yeah, he was like Tyreek Hill as a striker, and I think he had one other like.
Odell Beckham,
Steph.
Oh yeah, he had Odell.
he had Odell
He had-
as a midi.
He had Derrick Henry and
Yeah.
fucking all them playing
As
defense and
defenders.
shit. LeBron in goal, like
Yeah.
that would be fucking.
He was like a 6'9" freaking guy who sees everything. It was just.
I mean, him in goal, or you might want to have
Yeah.
hbe as a defender, as
I
athletic.
want
to
to
be
have
honest.
him on the field.
Yeah.
Fuck, have him playing a midfield
That's what I'm
position.
saying.
Fucking.
I don't know. He might be the best goalie ever though.
There was a 6'8" goalie in the. I think he played for.
He's not LeBron.
I mean, they're all pretty tall. Like Tim Howard's tall. He's like
Yeah.
Well,
six
Goal-
goal-
mostly
goalies
goalies are
wise,
usually tall.
They're the taller.
But there was I
players.
forget. I think it was either like for Croatia or.
I think it was the Netherlands. He was 6'8".
6'8"
Yeah.
goalie. They had two like 6'3", 6'4" center midfield.
Or maybe it
center
was
defenders.
it wasn't Croatia. I don't know.
I
If it
think
was either Croatia or the Netherlands.
It was the
literally
Netherlands
6'8".
because I
The blonde
remember
dude?
when they were playing Argentina.
Yeah, the
They were like
blonde dude.
the height comparison.
I mean, shit. The Netherlands when they played Argentina, the height difference. Their average player in the Netherlands was like 6'2". Was
Yeah,
their
they're tall.
average?
Yeah,
size.
they're tall.
Argentina's average size was like I think
5'8", 5'9".
pretty sure.
Yeah, they're not
Well,
a tall people.
No, they're not.
There was a couple tall players, but like besides that, Messi, they say he's 5'7".
I mean, he looks short
In
on
reality,
the field.
yeah, they say he's 5'7". They're giving this man inches. He's like 5'6".
He's the goat.
He is.
I mean, he definitely put himself in the argument. People would probably.
I don't
still
think there
argue-
is an argument, honestly.
I mean, Pele is.
No, Pele, because Pele does have a better World Cup, like, but that's like
It's
that's
just
the
different
only
eras.
but that's the only thing Pele did necessarily better. Like Messi's outscored him, out-assisted him, has won trophies in many leagues. It was just Pele.
What's the big one?
Pele's the only player that's ever going to do
something
that.
Dior.
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Just like
Messi's got the most.
Heisman, the MVP. Type
Yeah, he's got
shit.
like.
7.
He's got
Yeah,
seven.
yeah, it's insane.
No, I mean, Ronaldo's has 5. He's the second.
Yeah,
But
Ronaldo's
even
the
then,
closest.
like 7. Like
he's
won.
won the
He
last.
ripped
He's
off 4
won
in a
2 of the
row.
last 3.
No, last one he won was 2021.
His last year in Barcelona was the last time he won it. But he ripped off from 2012 to 2016, ripped off 4 in a row or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember the Messi hype getting real big when we were
In high school.
going into high school. I knew a buddy of mine in middle school was from Argentina, and he was a big soccer fan, so I knew of Messi. He was talking about him on Xbox Live chats.
Yeah.
And
I knew about him
2009.
why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he was literally like,
2013.
Messi's the greatest player. I was like, I only know Ronaldo. So.
2013, 2014, when the World Cup was around, and also when I lived with Jose. That was the biggest freaking.
2014 is when they went to the finals and lost.
Yep, 2014 was when I lived with.
That was
Don and
heartbreaking.
Jose.
That was heartbreaking.
That was probably
Look at
the
him
most soccer I've ever watched. Plus, I was playing FIFA damn near on a daily.
I mean, he completed his career.
now. Oh, I've been on a fucking FIFA tear lately. Oh my god.
So, yes. Not gonna lie to the public here, I haven't beaten Eric in a while.
Yeah, because you fucking suck.
I was never good at FIFA.
This guy been playing FIFA for a while. I'm just now getting back into the sticks, but yeah, he's been whipping my ass.
I've been on the sticks.
So,
Plus, I mean, I when I was playing PlayStation 2 and shit. I've always liked that shit. But
once EA got FIFA in
Yeah.
2008,
some shit like that.
6.
I don't know.
But
I was big
I
on
think it was
FIFA
earlier than
2014.
that. But I mean, there would be times especially with FIFA, there's times that I go through phases where that's all I want to fucking play, and then when it will go away, I'll go back to Madden 2K.
Yeah.
There might be that every once in a while campaign kind of games that you play that you go through the story mode and
Yeah.
shit. But it was mostly 2K and Madden for me,
Yeah.
and then a little sprinkle of FIFA when I would get my itch.
So, congrats to Argentina.
Woohoo!
They're all national heroes forever.
Real
For
shit.
sure.
Real shit.
That goalie, last thing.
He's the fucking greatest.
I don't know about greatest, but he is a lot.
Now, he's a character,
He
but
don't give a damn.
yeah, that was the
Him taunting Mbappe thing was just bro, he scored 4 on you, dog.
Yeah,
well,
he
that was
did.
the fourth one
Yeah, he did.
in the.
He
Yeah,
did.
but don't taunt the guy who's fucking owned you for the last 130 minutes.
Oh, well,
Well, not
yeah.
really. The first half, for all of France wasn't doing shit.
Yeah.
But
And then
it's
Mbappe
also
came
it's
alive.
I was a little worried, in the
It's
first
part
half
of-
with all those penalties. I was like, is this just the game? We're just gonna watch the stoppage every 90 seconds.
And then Mbappe came alive in the last 20 minutes and said, "Fuck
Well,
you guys, I'm
Scored
here.
3 goals.
I'm here."
Yeah.
here. I'm here.
Oh shit,
But,
that shit was
that's
wild.
the
I was
game.
really fucking.
No, that
shitting
game
my
was
pants.
giving me anxiety.
The 2
Oh, yeah.
goals in 80 seconds is
90.
all timer.
Crazy, though. Crazy.
Put
That
him.
fucking volley was fucking.
If
nice.
they had won
Oh
that,
my
that
God.
puts we were texting. I was like, that puts him in the GOAT conversation. You do 2 in 90 seconds and then score 4 total and win a World Cup back to back.
Yeah,
The
At
thing
23
is-
years old.
The thing is that with soccer, he hasn't really done much. He still hasn't won a Ballon d'Or, and he hasn't won any club. He's won his league.
He's
but
been
he
the
hasn't
best player on his national
won.
team.
Yeah, and that says a lot. I mean, that definitely does put
On a
you,
great national
Yeah,
team.
that definitely does put you in a different
It helps
level.
you up
but
there,
But his league stuff.
yeah, the club accomplishments, you have to take that into consideration. And
Yeah.
Messi,
When it comes to best ever, you got to take.
I mean,
all
he's
of
probably
that.
the best player on his team now, but their team's underperformed. They're not that great.
We're talking about at PSG.
PSG.
Yes and no.
He's
I mean,
probably
he's the best scorer, pure scorer. But for instance, Neymar and Messi, they've all contributed to the same amount of goals.
I think Neymar's overrated.
But
That's
no,
just my opinion.
no, I don't think Neymar's overrated.
I-
Neymar was the most fouled player in the last 2 World Cups. They fucking come for Neymar hard. Neymar is talented.
I'm not saying he's not
Yeah,
talented.
I mean, he's clearly one of the best
But
soccer players in the world.
But I'm talking about
I wouldn't
as
say
far
he's
as
overrated.
accolades and
They
People
haven't.
were
when it
ready to
come-
put him.
when it comes to World Cup stuff.
He was up there. He
when
was
it
in the
comes to
running
World
with
Cup-
literally Messi. It was always Messi, Ronaldo, and then Neymar was always in the whim.
Exactly.
that man
And
is
then
not-
Mbappe passed him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give Mbappe that.
I would take Mbappe over Neymar right now. 2 years ago, I would take Mbappe over.
If you need
Neymar.
one game to save your life,
One ever.
I mean,
now,
we've seen-
yeah, the
listen,
age. I mean, Neymar is 32, 33 at this point, I think.
At the same age, we've
that
seen Neymar be the star of the team, what they build their team around, and he doesn't get the job done. We've seen Mbappe be the star, and maybe this time around he didn't. But I mean, a performance like he just put on,
I mean, for instance,
Neymar,
Neymar versus Croatia. Neymar was the only one to score in that game. Brazil versus Croatia. Neymar was the only one to score, and then they went into penalties. He didn't
And
even
he
get to
did.
shoot. because he's the last guy on penalties.
He should have fucking went first. You saw how Mbappe
best
went
players
first.
go first.
You saw how Messi went first. That sets the tone.
Usually
fucking
the captains
get those
go first.
Get those first goals in, especially in.
But that's on
penalties.
the coaching too. Like the Brazil,
It is.
like that was
it's
his
not,
whole
It's
thing.
not on Neymar. Like Neymar doesn't. They choose the lineup, and that lineup is submitted, and that's the lineup. That's it. They don't choose between shots.
I saw them talking about it after the game. Like Brazil goes their second, third best guy is 1 and 2, like best goal scorers, best strikers, and then they put him last to kind of if they need a goal.
The
late.
thing is,
Yeah,
though,
it's to
is
save
that
the
I
day,
feel like
but
that puts,
they didn't give. They put too much pressure on their front guys.
If you put your second and third best guys first and they don't score, then it put the pressure is definitely on. Instead of if you put your
But that's the
your
thing.
best 2 guys at front, boom, 2 goals easy, then it kind of relieves pressure a little bit.
It could, but
In my
say it
eyes.
came into a situation where it was like they each scored 3. You have 1 penalty left. Neymar's the guy. Then it'd be a whole different
You know,
story if
but
his guys.
I see
were
the
there.
argument. It's just it's two different ways.
It's just different philosophies.
Yeah.
My thing is that third and fourth
Yeah,
shot
I
isn't
could see
really
it, though.
guaranteed. Those first 2-3 shots
Should
are,
be guaranteed.
Yeah,
You need to go 2-2
yeah.
to start off. And with them missing, they missed the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
France, yeah.
No. When Brazil went into,
Yeah.
they were down 2-1. It's just like,
Then the
The
pressure.
fourth-
It's
the-
just
it was
the
all on the
pressure.
fourth
and
guy.
then it was 3-1.
And
It
it's
was all on the
like,
fourth
oh,
guy. He had
fuck,
to
like,
shoot,
yeah.
and he
it's
missed.
just, you know,
and game
a
was
lot of players. I mean, the same thing with Harry Kane. I mean, he was gonna score that second penalty.
I mean,
Fucking
he just sent that shit to the
shit
moon.
fucking right over, and you know, even the best players, he's their all-time leading scorer, and he fucking that shit gets, especially on that international fucking stage,
because
the
it's a
pressure
much
of
bigger
your country.
stage.
Everyone thought that he was the like I remember everyone thought like this was just counted automatic. Like let's see what they do.
I thought it was too, and then he fucking sailed that shit. And it's like, God damn it, Harry, look what you did.
I didn't want them to win.
Me either, but they were. I mean, their whole
That's
thing
our
was,
rival
it's
now.
coming back. It's coming back home. It's coming back home.
That's our rival now.
England.
Yeah.
Them or Mexico.
Mexico, and those are our 2 biggest rivals, I'd say.
Yeah.
And England hasn't beat us.
It comes
so-
into national history for us because we
Yeah.
don't have a soccer history. It's
Yeah.
just like England is
Yeah.
who we won our independence from,
Big brother.
and Mexico lives down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're big brother to them, kind of.
Like fuck you
Not in
guys.
soccer, but
Not in soccer, but like in global stuff.
we the only ones to. We didn't beat them in Azteca, right? We tied. We've still never won in Azteca.
I don't know, but we've had their number lately.
Yeah. Well, no, we won the last 2.
Yeah. So I love this soccer talk, man. I love that shit.
Well, look forward to 2026 when we're all at a game.
Oh, we're definitely going to a game.
Bro.
Even if it's
too many places.
even if
to
it's
be.
like Kuwait, not Kuwait because they won't make it, but like
You never know.
Yeah, we're
All
going to
right.
one of them. We got to go to one game. I mean, there's a bunch
What?
of places. They're going to play in
They're
Seattle, Kansas
I sent
City.
you the map, right?
Yeah, Atlanta, Miami.
We're going to
Chicago. They're playing.
Yeah,
San
we're either going
Fran-
to Atlanta or Miami.
But
They're
the
putting-
problem is that's the premier games most likely. So
Mi-
those tickets are going to
Miami, Atlanta,
Miami for sure is going to be the
Miami, Atlanta, New York, and LA are probably
and
going to
Dallas.
be Dallas.
Jer-
too.
Jerry World
They're
is-
playing in Houston
yeah.
too, but yeah.
And then
Mexico's going
they
to play
play
in Jerry World.
Well, Mexico. There's also 2 games.
Mexico
In Mexico
City.
City and
2 in
There's one that's like
Toronto. Let me see if I can find this.
what's
map.
the other city that they're playing?
I
in
saw a
Mexico?
different video. The greatest soccer stadium apparently is in Mexico because when you look out of it, you get to see mountains.
It's
like,
not
in the-
Azteca.
That is Azteca.
You see mountains? I don't know.
Azteca is the famous stadium in Mexico.
And there it is.
Yeah, Azteca is a beautiful city. They play football games there.
Then that's the one. And you like can see out of the dome and you see the mountain range.
Yeah, you can see the sunset for like 2 hours.
That'd be dope. That'd be pretty dope.
Did I send it to just you, or did I send it to?
I think you said it's just me.
All right, I can't find it right now.
But
Good soccer talk, guys.
I love soccer. That was my first team sport.
never played soccer on a team sport.
I mean, I played as a kid, like
As a-
YMCA leagues. and
I fucked around, but I've never played soccer on a team in my life. That'd be cool. Fun little. I've played. I think I've like one or 2 little fun pickup soccer games.
Yeah, they're fun. It's not a game that you need to like know too much about, like
Nah,
scheme
anybody,
wise.
yeah, anyone can just run around. But at the same time, it is a strategic game
No
if you
doubt.
think
I
about
mean,
it.
No,
but-
it's 100% strategic, but a novice can watch it. You don't
Yeah.
have to know like
Correct.
scheme and stuff like that,
Correct. Anyone can watch
or
it.
rules and shit like that. You, as long as you know, like
Yeah, you see someone get
offsides.
fucked up, and you're like, all right, that clearly
Yeah.
shouldn't happen.
Well, I can't find it right now, but I guess it's not really.
And then I think football's the toughest one. If you've never seen football,
There's a lot of rules.
like you're
we
like,
were actually talking about that at dinner on Christmas Eve at my aunt's house. How like soccer and basketball, you could just kind of watch, and like even if you're a casual fan, You can just kind of watch it and kind of get the gist of what's going on.
F1.
You might not know the fouls and shit, but
NASCAR,
football, like
no.
to your point, football, if you don't fucking know the rules, then it could get complicated real fucking quick.
Well, and not just the complication part, but also soccer, for example, and the NBA, they're much faster pace. There's something happening.
There's no breaks.
Correct. Football, there's a break every possession.
Yeah.
So like someone who doesn't know what it is or doesn't know, look, you got to get.
Oh,
10
they have
yards,
momentum. Why do I have a 3-minute?
And you got to get this. They don't understand it, and then they're like seeing it like, oh, this is boring because it's like commercial or stop and play.
Yeah.
If you know football, you understand how exciting it is. It's like, no, we got 25 seconds before something wild happens.
Yeah, for me, it's the buildup. Like football is every time
Correct.
is the buildup.
Yeah.
And especially since, like, you know,
But
you
people
might
who don't
have
know
like
it-
a fucking 2-yard run here, a 5-yard pass here, and then the
They're
next thing you
setting up
know,
something.
like even yesterday, like Jalen Waddle took a fucking catch 84 yards to the house. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Wild
the
shit just
like,
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like in the different passions, because I mean, American football is
And like 10, 15
for
years
us,
ago, you know
for
what I mean?
Americans. I mean, that's the shit. But football, like soccer,
I think it also
rules the world.
I think it also comes down to you want to have hope watching, and I think basketball and football give you the biggest option of like comebacks.
Yeah.
Whereas soccer, like you're down 2 goals, like it's
But the thing
probably
is-
You
over.
say that, but then
But
the
no,
World Cup.
I understand that, but like it's like that's why it was so what the
so
fuck
crazy.
2 score comebacks in football happen like every
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I mean, like y'all say, any given Sunday. It could happen literally any day, any Sunday.
That's where soccer and football are closest because it's one game. Like there's not this best of whatever.
Correct.
Like it's
Yeah, one game decides all. If you have a bad game,
if you have
you're
the
gone.
best player for one day, you can.
Yeah. You could change the
The
whole
odds are in your favor.
change the whole dynamic.
The odds are forever in your favor.
But
Good old sports. I fucking
Yep.
love it. Favorite sports moment of the year, fellas?
Oh, let's get into it. 2021 to review. What was top of the year? Super Bowl.
2022, you mean?
2022. I mean, Super Bowl was Rams over Bengals.
Yeah. No, it was.
It was cool.
It's probably not even my favorite moment of the playoffs.
No, cool. No,
Sorry.
not at all. I know. I get
Sorry.
it. I get it. It hurt. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
That's probably that might be up there for my favorite.
That
sports.
was my favorite. That was my partially was my favorite until the ending. But
NBA Finals. I wasn't a huge fan.
I'm gonna say, and I know
it was underwhelming.
World Cup probably.
The World Cup
or
was the most exciting shit I've ever
Usman
seen.
Leon Edwards.
That was a shocker.
As far as a moment,
Yeah.
That was a
like,
shocker.
all of us watching be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
the entirety of it, no, but that one specific moment, that like even to this day, when I watch fucking videos of
That
it
comes
on,
up,
I still get goosebumps of that shit. Like
Yeah.
It's out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
It
really
he's
was.
losing the fight.
Yeah.
Like, it's 10, 15 seconds
There's-
left.
I mean,
and just
50.
they say it. They say it.
Last minute.
We were writing his obituary.
1 minute away
Boom!
from
fucking
Boom.
lights out.
50
Headshot.
50 seconds
Boom.
left.
That shit was fucking
headshot.
wild.
Number one. Headshot.
That
Dead.
shit was fucking
Pound
wild.
for pound.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite moment. honestly.
I'm just so biased to football. I'm probably gonna have to say.
I mean, the 13 seconds is
The
wild
13
too.
seconds
Like that's fucking like
is-
that is also like what the fuck.
just
like,
I don't know. This might sound pretentious, but somebody who loves football on like a deeper level of like you maneuvered 13 seconds into
Fuck you.
that.
Like-
Like it's a field goal. It's not the
Fuck
most
you,
exciting play in the world, but just watching the guy who I think is the best player in the world, just like so calm, bang,
do what he
bang,
does. Show why
game
he is
over.
the best player.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking. Sorry, but that shit was pretty
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
incredible.
And then overtime, it was just like all like
Yeah,
you
that
knew
shit
it was
it was a
over.
wrap. The momentum was
That
on their
shit was
side. and, like,
fucked.
The momentum was on both teams'
For
side. It
people
really
not-
came down to the
hold
coin
on,
toss.
but for people not understanding what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh
by
yeah,
the way.
Bills Chiefs. Sorry.
Bills Chief game this year, beginning of the year, earlier in the year, in the playoffs. One of the most exciting playoff games ever.
Probably the best playoff game of all time.
Yeah.
Non-Super Bowl.
Yeah, best playoff game ever. Very high scoring, very high emotion. A lot of shit happened quickly, and I broke my heart and got belligerently drunk that night.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes showed why he was the best player in football. Him and Josh Allen. Like,
Yeah, no, it was a literally that was a shootout.
What?
Remember the other day when I was like, it's a shootout? No, that was a shootout.
yeah.
You not recall when I said it's a shootout?
Oh, playing FIFA?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you were like, what the fuck? Yeah. No, that was a motherfucking shootout, though.
It was.
And luck, it just so happened to be that Patrick got the ball at the end and did what he did. Closed the game.
The
The very next game, though, the same shit happened to them. But
And
it was
fucking-
such a
that's the
wild.
game.
It was such a wild game
Ending though.
that Buffalo got the rule changed. Such a
Yeah,
wild
because
game.
they're fucking
crybabies.
exactly. Literally, get a stop. Their defense was top 5 in the league that year. It's been top 5 in the league this year, I think, and they get paid too. Get a fucking stop.
I get it. I wasn't a sore loser. I just I said, I just got
take
drunk.
it like a champ. I will say that. But.
No,
I did not like
I think you
that.
should be a sore loser.
I mean, I was pissed about it, but what am I going to do?
You should be
What am I
upset when
gonna
your
do?
team loses.
Yeah. If you're not, you're
upset
okay with
is one
losing.
thing. Being a sore loser is something else.
Yeah, if you hang on to it for like a few weeks, it's like, all right, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Like
Fucking
that night,
drink
I was
yourself
like,
into
fuck.
oblivion.
Correct. That's exactly what I did. like any grown
The
man
lights,
would.
the lights were off.
Like any grown man would do. Walk to the nearest bar and got belligerently drunk.
You were already in the bar, so
I know.
you didn't have to.
The lights
No,
were off.
but what was ironic about that game is that game was so crazy. Like,
Gabe,
ev-
4 tutties. Downtown was wild.
He's
that
been
night.
kind
It was.
of spotty this year lately.
yeah, but I mean,
Nah,
he's still turning the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's been a little banged
He's
up
been
though.
but he's been spotty.
He's got a bad ankle.
Nah, he's been a little banged up. But shout out to Dennis. You know what is in my possession?
Oh yeah,
I have a signed Gabe Davis helmet.
Football helmet.
a little mini one.
A little mini football helmet.
Got Jacob that for his
Signed by
birthday.
my boy.
Yeah.
Turn up.
Freaking
To get
star. He's gonna be a star one day.
He's gonna get super paid
yeah,
this
he
year.
is.
Yeah.
I pray to God if we don't pay this man, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think he's loyal to Buffalo.
I will be. He is. I mean, Buffalo gave him a shot, and Gabe is a swell dude. Stand up act.
Yeah. Everything you see, all the videos and stuff. He's
Not for nothing though. I feel like they could overcome that if they do if they release him and
Not
don't
for
pay him.
nothing. Fuck
I
you.
still think he'll be
great
good.
quarterbacks will do that. Like look at the receiving core for Kansas City is trash this year.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying Josh can't do the same.
No, I'm talking about Gabe. Like he'll be fine if they
Oh.
don't. I can see them not signing him, but if he signs somewhere else, he'll be fine.
Oh yeah, Gabe.
Oh,
Gabe
yeah.
will make. Gabe was gonna get banked.
Could you imagine
Gabe's
him in
gonna
that
get that
Chiefs
back.
jersey?
Fuck no. If that happens,
That's 13
I
in
will
red
be
and white.
pissed. That I will be pissed about.
Traitor.
I will be so pissed
I
about
could see
that.
it.
Nah. I don't think Gabe could do it. Personally. I don't know.
Bro,
Money
Money
talks.
talks.
I'm
Money
about to
talks.
say
But
that loyalty shit in sports is kind of it's very few and
I'm not-
far
Especially in
between.
football, you are a hired gun.
Yeah.
Unless you are a quarterback or like
Factual.
a team captain type of guy who's like the city.
If,
and everything.
unless
Maybe
you're their
offensive
unless you're
lineman.
their
Yeah,
franchise
left
player.
tackle.
No,
but
for
like
instance,
those positions.
I would say franchise players because, for instance, J.J. Watt, like, there's certain players that they are the city. Troy Polamalu, like,
For the Eagles, our center, Jason Kelsey.
Jason
once you're that
Kelce.
person for the entire city,
Yeah.
that's different.
Well, you're the one people.
But
look
I
to
do
for the
agree
team.
with you. Like, everyone knows that's Josh's team. So,
Yeah.
like, if they decide not to pay Gabe, I'll be heartbroken as a fan.
Yeah.
But if the organization goes that way, I don't mind Gabe getting his bag because he deserves it. If he goes to Kansas City and gets his bag, though, I'm going to be hurt.
I'm just like
I'm still going to keep my
numbers-wise,
fucking signed helmet, but I'm going to be hurt.
I just think numbers wise, like it would be he'd be easy. He'd be
I don't think
easy
the
to
Chiefs could
replace
pay
as
him,
far
though,
as like
like that.
productivity and shit like that. Not that he's saying not that I think he's a bad player, but
No, I get what you're saying. I
People
mean,
catch footballs.
Josh
Receivers
can make
probably-
anyone look good.
Receiver.
especially nowadays the way that receivers are coming into the league
They're
from
league ready.
college,
They're
yeah,
league
like
ready.
they are fucking ready to go. Like
receivers and
play.
Jamar
DBs
Chase,
come
fucking-
out ready to go now.
mhm.
Wow.
That shit is
Brain
wild.
fart out this world. Who's the Vikings guy?
Jay Jettis, Justin Jefferson.
I
You
should-
see that
I should
graphic
thank
they put
this
up?
man, because that's literally he's the reason we got Stephon Diggs.
You see
but-
that graphic they put up? They're like Vikings all-time receiver list. It was the top 5. It was 1 Jay Jettis, 2 Randy Moss, 3 Jay Jettis, 4 Randy Moss, 5 Jay Jettis. He has more than Randy now. But
Chris Carter, where's he at in that mix?
he wasn't in the top 5.
No?
They have the top 5.
Shit.
He's all 3 of his years are in the top 5 of Vikings
Yikes.
receivers.
Yeah, he's
I
a
mean,
fucking.
he's been balling the
he's a
fuck out.
superstar.
I took the hate for saying he was better than Jamar Chase.
I thought he was better. I thought you I remember, and
No,
maybe I'm wrong, but I remember you
Early
saying Jamar Chase was better than Justin Jefferson.
No. Jamar is more physically talented than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson is fucking.
Better.
That's that motherfucker. He's a dog.
I mean, they're both
He's
insane.
a dog. Yeah,
You
but
can't go
Justin
wrong with
Jefferson
either one,
is a
but-
That's
dog.
why that 2019 LSU team was just like, all right, pick your.
Crazy.
Joey B.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, people.
That was best sports moments.
enough sports moments. We talked about all right. Going off what you said, quick recap. Best sports moments for you was the Chief Bills game.
Yeah, that or the World Cup.
Okay. For you was the Leon Edwards.
And the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say World Cup would probably be mine as well.
The
I
World
mean, that's
Cup
the
final.
common one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
If
wins.
not,
That's
I
the
mean, if you want to go off UFC shit, the knockout of the year was Leon. The fighter of the year is Alex Pereira.
They did give him that, which I was kind of surprised, but
I wasn't surprised because I mean that was such a shocking way too. It wasn't as shocking as the Leon because like Leon was clearly losing,
yeah.
but
You got to pull this shit out of fire.
But just the fact that he beat Izzy, like, that's a big fucking thing. Like, that's a big deal because Izzy is that guy. Like, he was a very defensive fighter, and, like, no one saw that happening. So.
And he got fucking...
And he got
TKO'd. Yeah, it happens. I mean,
happens to
the best.
It happens to all of them.
Literally. I mean, people can make the argument, referee shouldn't have stopped it, but at the end of the day...
I just would have liked to see
happens.
the champ go down. But
Same. I mean, anyone wants to see someone of Izzy's caliber go out on their shield.
Yeah.
Give him a fighting chance.
They give him, but they let him fight another day. He's not gonna have like
he's gonna
that.
Get the rematch. So.
That fucking Kamaru Usman knockout.
It's gonna be
I feel
a
like
trilogy.
it was a lot more fucking like concise, and he was knocked the fuck out. But I feel like that's gonna affect him longer than Izzy getting stopped.
It is. No, it's not gonna affect Izzy the same way.
If you're an Izzy fan, it's more likely that he regains his title, to me at least, than Kamaru Usman regaining his title.
I mean, it's also the UFC as a business, as a promotion. They're promoting this trilogy already. Think about it.
They're building this up. Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira versus Izzy again. Izzy wins his belt back. Boom. You got to do a trilogy. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like as a business standpoint, you could see where they were probably
Lucky Pereira. He just jumps in because of this previous history. He just gets
without
title fights.
But he also did. I mean, his 3 fights.
If it was 5 seconds longer,
he was dominating. Except for the one
fucking dynamite
where he got tapped.
I mean,
that was pre-UFC though. It was MMA.
In the UFC, he's 3-0.
Yeah. If it was, for instance, like 5 extra seconds in the first round, that whole narrative changes.
Maybe 2 extra seconds.
Honestly,
Izzy
had him out, but
if Izzy had any ground game when he had his back, like
the clock saved him. But as well.
That was round 3 or something.
Yeah. Izzy when he got a takedown, crazy.
All right, what's the next best of? What's our next prompt?
You want to go
best single of the year? Music.
Best music single.
I'm going to go, and I'm saying this already, that Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5, is my personal favorite single of the year.
Yeah, that's probably the best. It's probably the best song.
Yeah. Just like, because the production on that shit is great. The fucking video to that was pretty phenomenal.
Impactful.
And, like, the message that he's giving is, like, really against the grain, kind of like, you could see how people might kind of hate on him a little bit and be like, oh, whoa, like we weren't expecting, like we've been wanting you to talk, and now you talk, and this is kind of what you said, and it's kind of like, I don't want to say a slap in the face to like to the culture, but it is kind of like a, hey, look, like shit ain't as sweet as you guys say it is. Like this is what we're breeding type shit.
We can get into that more when we talk about albums for Kendrick, but I would agree the Heart Part 5 is some ones that come up for me. Johnny P's Caddy, Benny the Butcher and J. Cole. Mm-hmm. Liked that a lot. Pusha T, Diet Coke. I enjoyed that a lot.
Great song.
5EO Foreign. Yay, Alicia Keys, City of Gods.
I hated that song, honestly.
Yeah, I know you didn't like it. Future and Drake, Wait For You. The Jack Harlow song, the Glamorous remake.
Not my favorite, but it was up there as far as like numbers wise what it did.
The DJ Khaled single, God Did with Jay-Z.
God did. Favorite album of the year?
Are we getting that? I thought I was just throwing out
what's your favorite single?
I mean, the Heart Part 5 is the best single of the year, but
Jumbotron. No, I'm just kidding. It's not even.
That's not a single.
I know. I was just fucking with y'all.
I think Wait For You would be my number 2 though. I really enjoyed that. So, like the night it came out, I was driving. I texted I texted a few people, and I was just like, yeah, like this is the one on the album.
The one.
This is like 8 minutes after the album came out. It was song 2. I was like, this
is
the
it.
One. They got this.
Stop the album right now.
And I was right. It's pretty much the only good,
I don't want to hear
listenable song on the album. I hate the Zooty song now. The
Zooties.
Future?
Yeah. I really liked it when it came out, and I don't like the song anymore. Puffing on Zooties.
I hate when that happens. Because then you go to listen to it a couple months after. It's like, oh, God, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like, this is not
the album's
I would say
all right.
I'm That or Massaging Me. 2 of my favorite from that album, for instance.
Oh, okay. Any other single that pop out to you?
No, I mean, although this was like I feel like a strong year in music. A lot of top artists put music out, like singles wise. I feel like
it was album based.
Yeah, it really wasn't like it wasn't driven by like single songs. It was really like you said, it was a lot of album driven stuff. Drake dropped twice,
and no single for either one.
Nope. Kendrick.
I'd say Naked Freestyle
J. Cole dropped
or
this year,
Life
or was
of
it at the
Pain,
end
though.
of last year?
J. Cole was last year.
Yeah.
A Life of Pain or Naked Freestyle. Those are up there for me. I don't know if they'd count as singles because it was added to an album, but
Game Easy. I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
And
See,
that's
but
a
I
true single. Like
Yeah.
that came out as like they
Yeah.
promoted it as the
That's
single.
the thing though. Like, it's not really. There's not a lot of singles that. It's not really a single push industry anymore like it used to be.
You can't because like
Shit will get lost.
That's
in
for
the fucking-
radio.
yeah.
and who gives a fuck about radio now?
Shit gets lost in the mix real quick.
I'd rather like the artists are now looking at it like I'll rather just put out my album and let the fans pick the single for me.
yeah.
That's the one I'm gonna do
On-
TikTok numbers
yeah,
on and stream
true.
a bunch.
That's a good point.
Yeah, whatever they like the most. Is
Johnny
what's gonna
P's
play.
Caddy is my number 2. I'll bump wait for you for number 3. Johnny P's Caddy. I played that shit to death when it came out. That J. Cole verse was insane.
It's good. There's definitely some good stuff.
Let's go albums. Or unless we're going
We can
Fuck,
go.
couple
real
more
quick,
singles.
that fucking Just Wanna Rock Lil Uzi Vert and
that was
that's
good.
my shit. That's my
that
shit.
video made the and the
Honestly.
whole the streaming before it, like the
Yeah.
whole like they had like conquered the
snippet,
internet
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
that week.
And a low key one.
Shout out to Kai Cenat. He had a fucking
Yeah, that shit-
great year. He had an unreal with the blue face thing and the memes that came off of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, that shit was fucking. That was a vibe. And it's Call Me Every Day by Chris Brown featuring WizKid. I really like that song.
Chris Brown, good year.
Yeah, honestly, low key,
Good
but
year.
he did his thing.
Let's go to albums.
Good to see Chris Breezy back in the mix.
Favorite album of the
Yeah,
year.
it's weird that
Nice to see.
I mean I have a clear number 1. So if you
I
guys,
mean,
if you guys need time,
Mr. Morale.
Mr. Morale in the,
yeah.
in the Big Steppers is
Oh, my favorite.
it's
album
not
of
even
the
it's really not even
year.
close for me. And I love Pusha T. It's Almost Dry, but like I love that album, and to me, it's still not close.
Let me see. I
Some-
don't know because
I'll
it
throw-
wasn't like again. Like I liked a lot of like songs from albums, but there wasn't a lot of albums that I was like, damn, like this one is like
Play the whole
sticking with-
album
because
through.
even like Kendrick Lamar's album, I liked it, but like for me, it was a little too much. Like it was a little too much of like too many bars, too many fucking like a little too in depth for
Little
my
wordy.
taste. Yeah, for my taste.
Let me ask you guys a question as you guys are looking for albums. Give you some time to look. Is Kendrick the last artist that like he drops an album and it's like digestible, like everyone kind of sits down and listens to it? Like I remember that we had talked me and you, Eric, when I think the next day I had called you or 2 days later to get your thoughts of the album because we had all like listened to it in completion a couple times.
Yeah, you got to listen to it a couple of times.
Is he the last artist that kind of gets that from people?
More than one play, like
No,
all the
like
way
the
through.
kind of like everyone kind of just sits down, like the world kind of
So like
stops.
trying to digest it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
In a
remember
sense.
we had just got finished recording when he dropped the video and the single for Hard
We
Part
sat
5.
all
yeah.
sat around the
Yeah,
computer and
that
watched
shit
it.
was-
Maybe a little bit. Push's album 2 got
Pusha.
digested for us a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
beginning of the year. We all
on
had a couple.
FM. I mean, it's not my favorite weekend album, but for this year, I mean, it got
I
a
know.
lot of play.
Came and
Plus,
went
it
quick for
does
me.
help that I did go see him live and
Yeah.
heard some of
That
his
gives it
songs
legs.
live. Yeah,
that gives
so,
it legs.
Yeah, that one came and went for me pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
that was a one listen for me.
yeah, I know you weren't really too high on it when it came out.
I would say I Never Liked You. I played that a couple times clearly.
While
There's-
we're talking about albums, the house wave that came this year,
Yeah.
the resurgence of the big pop artists doing house music, I'm cool on. Like I thought all 3 of those albums were disappointments.
talking about like the Honestly
the
Nevermind.
Beyonce one.
Beyonce Resistance, Renaissance, whatever it is.
Yeah, I
Didn't even
mean,
listen.
you guys already know how I feel about Beyonce, so.
And then The Weeknd with Dawn FM. Like I thought
See,
this
but
is
the
more
Don-
techno
y-
pop.
Yeah, it was more like an '80s type pop album than it
Yeah.
was like a house album. But it definitely does have
It's all
elements.
synths,
Yeah,
like-
it has elements of it. But I mean,
I like
enjoyed
both
it.
Mike
Drake's
Dean
album.
put his foot in the ass of production wise. So
Oh,
I'm not
yeah,
taking
he was-
anything away from him.
But I mean,
I like
I don't
both
really
of
expect
Drake's
anything
albums.
less,
The
so.
that dropped.
Mike
this year.
Dean, the artist he works with is like Travis Scott, Kanye West, The Weeknd.
the fucking. I mean, who else? Who else? Why would he work with anybody else?
I do great shit with great artists, and then I go to my mansion and smoke weed.
And fucking put out his own little fucking
His
instrumentals
his
and
instrumental albums are good.
shit. Yeah, they are.
You don't miss.
421,
You
422.
don't miss.
Bad Bunny put out an album this year, which
All right, let's get into it.
I'm not really the biggest fan of Bad Bunny, but I respect what the fuck he does because he is taking shit, especially for someone that, you know, he comes from my motherland and he's fucking putting them on the he's putting them on the fucking
It's a U.S. sovereign. It's not a fucking third world country.
My fucking motherland.
Or my people.
He's Puerto Rican.
But
he's
like Rod Wave comes from my motherland.
He's been doing numbers, and again, I'm not really the biggest fan, but you can't really you have to respect and acknowledge what the fuck he did this year.
He might. I was gonna ask you guys like who won the year in music. He might have won.
Oh my god. Okay, Pitchfork has Beyonce's Renaissance album as number 1.
All right, well that's just
pandering. Wrong.
Yeah.
That is just wrong. But anyways, side note. But yeah, Bad Bunny. You know he's.
Bad Bunny numbers. It's a robbery.
It did take me a little bit to, you know, understand why he is so popular and I didn't like him at first. Like I was like so like, oh god, like I could really do without this. And then like
you didn't see where the allure came from?
No, I didn't. But then as he started growing as an artist, as I started seeing more things, listening more, I'm like, all right, still not really like I like some of his songs.
It's a little bit of his depth and not giving a fuck what he's putting out.
I will say, as the
he's true to himself.
Spanish speaker, I don't understand Spanish. I don't understand it. I don't speak it. I will say, what seems to be the thing that people really enjoy from him is the slanted kind of slang talk that he has. The accent is kind of.
Listen, everyone
like Spanish speaking people are like he's doing a lot.
It's hard to understand him sometimes. Yeah. But like even like. Bro, everyone likes him. White people, black people, Spanish people, Asian. Like, he grabs everybody.
That was my next point.
That's the point. That's where kind of, like, I'm still trying to figure out, like...
He's got the ear, I think. He finds melodies. He finds production.
Beats,
He finds... I think he just has it.
Yeah, that is wild, though.
Got that sauce.
That was my next point. Like, you literally, when that album dropped, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like, any bar you went to.
I mean, you had people putting on their phone screens play Bad Bunny the whole time. Like
I saw that there was a TikTok of like a DJ putting like
how many times
he got requested people just play Bad Bunny.
Yeah, they do the Snapchat thing.
Hey, can you put Bad Bunny? Exactly. Like it is wild.
It was a wave. Like it was a wave. Like people just wanted to hear it. And I mean, it was good songs though. It wasn't like bad songs. But I think why you probably thought the way you thought, and most people did, is Bad Bunny's like albums. He does whatever the fuck he wants. He goes a little bit.
There's not really a lot of nuance to it. It is kind of like
there's no like one way.
He puts music out. There's not a lot of like cohesiveness to it. There's not a lot of at least from what I've heard. I've only really sat down and listened to a Bad Bunny album one time in my life.
So some people I've heard both argue. People say like it's kind of just pop, kind of it's easy listenable, kind of good production.
Yeah.
And then I've heard other people being like, no, like he's a fantastic artist. Like,
no, I would say
people
he's
are
more
like
on
he's
the
like
artistry.
he's like the he gets it.
He goes into depth for certain things, and then like will lack depth in other things. He like knows what kind of vibe you want to be in, and even in his albums, he goes from you could play this if you're trying to just party, play this if you're kind of sad. Play
he's
this
the Drake of Spanish music.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Whereas first I thought he was like
sense,
the
yes.
future of Spanish music, where it's like it sounds good, but
yeah, I would compare him.
No,
to definitely
he definitely like he
That's
can
why
rap.
him and Drake when they made that song and it, for instance,
Mia.
It was #1 song in a lot of places.
It still might be his most. It was like Drake's #1 stream song for a while.
Yeah, because of it's just
Bad
one. It was
Bunny,
just their
baby.
names alone, but it was also the vibe of the song. It was like could be played anywhere. Both people were like, "Oh, okay, this is what."
They didn't do a second one. They did a Party Next Door Loyal remix, right?
And that I like the remix better than I like the original version.
Oh, there you go.
Party's great.
I love Party Next Door is the fucking shit.
I wish he would drop more music.
You know what? I kind of think that sometimes too, but then I'm like, I feel like that's also kind of like the
problem.
Not the problem. That's kind of like the allure to Party Next Door is that he only drops.
I'm saying that's the problem with us that we want like
want more.
Like I've said this about Frank Ocean. Like I think Frank Ocean is like probably retired. I think he probably won't drop more
ever again.
Yeah,
maybe
like features stuff like that. He'll still work.
Yeah,
with
he
Tyler.
really hasn't dropped in a while.
He hasn't dropped an album since Blonde 2016, and before Blonde, it was like. You've taken forever. You've taken 4 years. Where's the album? He's waited 7 years, about to be 7 years now, and
Bro, that little
Album's out next month.
Pharrell fucking that shit was nice.
That
That
shit
shit was a
was
fucking
nice.
vibe. That shit was a vibe.
There's a leaked song that's out there.
But Pharrell and Tyler never fucking miss. The only song I don't really like from them is "I Fucking Hate You, But I Love You," whatever the fuck that song is called, off Wolf.
But that's produced by Tyler, doing a Pharrell impression.
But yeah, I'm not really. That's like, and I still fuck with the song, but it's probably my least favorite. But like them together, they don't really miss.
No, I thought this would be, I liked Tyler's subject matter. He calmed down the like deeper voice. It was more like
Just him.
like kind of him talking.
Yeah.
And it was about like his life the last couple of years, like everything, like everyone counted me out, and I've won back-to-back Grammys. Like
He'll probably win a Grammy for. He already did.
he already won. He already won for Rap Album of the Year for "Call Me If You Get Lost."
That's right. I forget that was already 2 years ago.
2 years ago, 2020, it came out.
Boom.
He was like the only big artist that was
looking
Stay
back on it now, I really wish I would have gone to that tour, gone to that concert, because he came to Orlando.
I know. I wasn't in town, or else I would.
I wish I would have gone looking back on it now, but
I would have missed it.
I'm sure he'll drop another album and it will be very good, and I'll go then.
Yeah, I've never been to Tyler shows.
Me either. But
I haven't been to a lot of shows, period. So maybe I should start doing that.
Honorable mention: Heroes and Villains. Metro Boomin.
Yeah, that just came out, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
That album really, really hit me.
I'll have to.
I've only listened to like 3 of the, and unpopular.
It's a concept album.
Yeah, unpopular opinion though, that Creepin' remix, I'm not a fan of.
Hear it in the album.
All right, fair enough.
It's a concept album.
I'll have to listen.
This is not spoilers, I don't think. So when I heard it, like I put on the first song. So remember the track list that come out for Heroes and Villains? Mm-hmm. And I was like, he got a lot of big names. But I kind of forgotten about it. I didn't listen to the album for like a week when it came out. And then I played the first song, and I saw it featuring John Legend. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then A$AP Rocky's voice is the first voice you hear on the album. And I was like, that wasn't listed as a feature. So immediately I closed my phone. I was like, well, if he's going to do surprise features, I don't even want to see what's on there. So I just kind of let the album play. And then I got to the Feel the Fire song, and that the Takeoff, when that verse starts, like it comes out of nowhere, like in the beat. Oh man! And I was just like,
I don't know if I could do that yet. Then.
And it's a great Takeoff verse, like that Metro had, and it was just like,
might fuck around and start crying.
No, it's like, and the
fuck.
I'll play it. The beat is like one of those where it's like meant to kind of get you.
Don't even do it to me.
A sentimental beat. Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, it's like, it's like Metro's like, I'm ready to do it to you.
Please don't let me hear Take's voice.
No, you won't. Phenomenal production though. And he like Metro sets like that's the outro to the album. The second like because there's a bonus song I think after it, but Metro like is like setting up the entire album to kind of like spike it back down. And when you hear like his like because that's the lasting part of the album, it's just like.
Damn.
And it was a week after he passed. I was like, Metro just like, I don't know if he formed his album around it, but it was like.
I mean, Metro Boomin, very versatile.
Great producer.
Very fucking versatile. What really did it is that that After Hours album.
After Hours album. Like, when I heard when the Night Blinding Lights and Heartless came out as singles.
The fact that he has that range.
How many songs
that he has that.
15 songs, but song 15 is a.
Okay.
Is
so
a
it's
bonus.
the all money bonus?
No, it's Feel the Fire. The bonus is I'm not counting.
Ooh.
Song 14, Feel the Fire, is with.
But yeah, Metro Boomin, he's definitely put himself in that
let's see this
mega producer.
Yeah,
level.
were you there when I was arguing with Jordan about this?
No.
I was like, he's the best of the new wave producers, like by a lot.
What was Jordan trying to say?
He wasn't like pushing back with a specific person, but I was like, he's like in like almost GOAT conversations. Like,
he's versatile as fuck. I mean, you can.
I would put him up like
Metro's up there.
Like Timbo.
I was literally
Swiss.
That's the fucking first person that came to my mind was
Metro
Timbo.
Is
and
up there.
Like he's like
I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
I'm saying up there with the guys.
High prize. I like it.
One of my favorite Ye songs of all time is a Metro beat.
But the Timbo
nice.
one, I feel like it's kind of more because like Timbo kind of has that like he has the grittiness, but like he can do a pop fucking record and like still keep his like
he can do JT and he can do Jay-Z's hardest drug rapper.
And but you could still tell like that is a Timbo fucking record through and through. The same thing with Metro Boomin, like he can touch that pop shit obviously with After Hours and shit like that, but he still has his ties to fucking rap. That's like he'll get with the the hottest rappers right
gangster.
now, then fucking
At the
get
end
him
of
a
the day,
fucking hot
he's a
ass
gangster.
fucking trap beat and fucking let him go.
He's so good.
Yeah, he really
This,
is.
He's and this
He really
album,
is.
he's just showing his ass. Like production wise,
I'm
There it is, baby.
he's
I'm listening.
no like ringing endorsement for this album. Like this, it might be other than Kendrick Lamar. This might be like
One of the ones.
Damn, I guess I gotta
All
really
right,
sit
yeah.
down because I've only listened to like 3 or 4
48
songs.
minutes.
I know there was a couple Don
Start-
Toliver songs
It's a
on there.
48
Yeah, great.
It's a 48 minute
start
song.
on the first. Like I would like
Play
to
it through.
Yeah, like after we're done with this on
Clean
the
play.
loudspeaker, like the first 2 songs, just that's it.
All right.
Turn up, do yeah. So
Well, what we got next, fellas?
Movies? We go watch some movies this
I'm
year?
gonna have to sit back on this one because I did not watch
movies.
A lot of movies.
Okay, I watched a couple movies this year.
I got a weird number one. You guys know what it is, I think.
Hmm.
Won't surprise you guys as much. Elvis was my
So
my favorite.
Can't give you an opinion.
Was my most enjoyed album this year. I watched it like
Most enjoyed album,
6
huh?
times maybe.
Most
Movie.
enjoyed movie.
Movie. Sorry. And the album's good too.
I have not
The
watched.
soundtrack.
I have not watched it yet. Because I was gonna watch it with you.
Yeah.
So haven't watched it yet. But movies, I didn't watch many movies.
Top
in theaters.
Gun.
Top Gun Maverick is a fucking banger. If you haven't seen that movie, I actually talked to Jordan about it today. Jordan just watched it.
Oh, you did? What do you
Yeah.
think?
He thought it was a phenomenal movie, and I was like, been trying to tell you.
Yeah, great movie.
I saw that movie in theaters. Great.
You have to
fucking
see
movie.
it in theaters. Not you don't have to, but like
I saw it in
it's made
theaters,
to
and then
be
the
in-
second time I saw it was on a cruise ship, on the big screen,
Oh,
on open ocean. Also hard. I was like, it's the greatest fucking movie I've ever seen.
I don't know about greatest, but it's,
It wasn't, but it's a good
phenomenal.
movie. It is a very good movie. Scary movies of the year.
Smile.
Smile scared the shit out of me. Might have some permanent damages from that one,
Scream.
but didn't watch Scream.
Scream came out this year.
I watched the Michael Myers movie as well.
Halloween Kills.
Shitty.
Halloween
But-
Ends.
God,
Yeah,
those
Halloween.
movies fucking suck. Because I watched the
It
one
was not,
before
it was not good.
the
Scream?
new one that just
No,
no,
he's talking
Halloween.
about Halloween.
Oh,
The one that just came out this year.
Hallow-
I watched the one before that.
That's
and
bad.
That movie
That's one of the worst
fucking
movies I've ever seen.
sucked ass.
Halloween Kills.
Oh my god, that movie was fucking terrible.
You know what's weird? Danny McBride wrote it. Danny McBride has been like writing all these horror
And
movies.
he fucking sucks apparently.
No, because he did the first Halloween like when they brought it back in 2017 or whatever, and
I
it's
don't-
great.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
It's great, and I was like, man, Danny McBride writing horror movies. And then he did the Alien movie that I fucking hated, Alien Covenant, and he did the Predator movie, which was
The
even
Prey?
fucking worse. No, that one's good. The Predator one with like Keegan-Michael Key.
Hmm.
And
I didn't watch that
a
one.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Have you seen Prey?
Yeah, I did.
Great.
Is it a good
It
movie?
was a pretty
Great.
good movie.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it.
That was
As
pretty
far
good.
as like a horror, survival horror
Yeah.
type of movie,
And they made the Predator a little different. It's like a wolf predator, what it was
it's
called.
the original Predator.
Yeah, and he looked like it looked pretty. It was a good, little
I'll have
switch
to
up,
watch it.
little cool shit. But I mean, that's why I,
I mean,
watched.
the
that's
Predator as a character. Period.
Yeah,
is
that's why I
fucking-
watched those movies is because like I think Predator's a fucking dope ass fucking character and like
You ever, you ever
Ballsy of them to not put the name Predator in the title.
Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
mean, that's.
I
that's
feel
what
like it
kids
has
make
it's
it
built
hard.
enough equity that they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can
the
get
brand
away
is
with that
good.
shit.
They
Yeah.
they showed what it was, and they were like, oh, "Okay, Prey, Prey it is."
The beginning.
Oh,
the beginning.
Genius. That might be my
Genius,
that might be my
genius,
favorite movie.
genius.
The Kanye West documentary.
Oh yeah, that was this year, wasn't it? Damn,
It was the beginning of the year.
that was.
Interesting.
You know what? And
Or
I
the
guess
last part
like
might have
maybe
come
I
out.
was just like expecting more like in depth shit as far as like his whole career. It
Oh.
was a good fucking documentary, but I was expecting more of like going in depth after.
Part 3 is a little bit of an add-on.
Yeah,
Part 3 definitely feels like.
Reach. It feels like
I
a
love
tiny
it.
bit.
I love it. Like, but there's like it's just showing off that they have this incredible
Yeah,
footage.
yeah.
Like when they're in the pit at Madison Square Garden and Life of Pablo plays for the first time. Like, if you've seen the documentary? Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we watched it together. Sorry. When they don't see each other for like 10 years and they give each other that hug and then he plays
Yeah.
the song, I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like, and then the him and Kid Cudi and Travis and Pusha like going 2 Chainz, Big Sean, everyone going
Yeah.
crazy in the pit. Mike Dean grimacing at his own drums while everyone looks at him like, you did this?
Is there- Yeah.
Good old fucking yeah, that was good. But I mean, does that count as a movie or like?
Definitely counts as a movie.
I don't know about a movie. I would say best documentary maybe of the year. You could give it that.
He's definitely not going to win at the Oscars, though.
No.
It has a 95% approval rating. Not going to win at the Oscars.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't really done himself any favors
No.
the past month or
Yeah,
so.
Kanye's not. He's not
It's
good.
like, all right,
with-
let's
he's
sweep
not
that
good-
one under
He's
the
not good with
fucking
certain
rug.
company
Yeah.
right now.
But who knows? The way
He'll be back.
that his
He'll be
career
back.
has been, I'm sure in the next year or so,
Kanye
like,
basically
people are going to
told
start calling
everybody-
him a genius again. So
No, what's funny is Kanye told everyone what it was, and he's like, "Listen, I am uncancelable."
Well,
No,
well, I mean,
there's
the
no
thing
well
is,
about it. That's
is that,
the truth.
and me and you have talked about this, and I think Jordan was there too, as far as like, he before all the rants and all the shit he was saying, I'm going to get out of these contracts.
yes.
He got out of the contract. So like, if you just look at it from the outside in the headlines, he looks like a crazy fucking psycho, which he might be a crazy psycho. I'm not taking away from that, but he says things
I mean, he does
and
it.
then he
does what he says.
executes, and then things happen.
He is nothing.
That's all I'm saying.
He is nothing but true to his word.
That's all I'm fucking saying. I like him as an artist, as a person. You can have your opinion on him.
I don't know him as a
exactly, and people, and that's kind of my point. But like, he says he's gonna do something. Whether you agree with his tactics or not, that's one thing.
That
But
motherfucker
he
do it.
fucking he
Motherfucker
does
do
what
it.
he says he's gonna fucking do.
I was like,
And I admire that from anyone.
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna do something and you fucking follow through on it, especially on that type of level,
he fucking did it.
yeah, like
you gotta like. That's everyone's reaction. You gotta be
That's the one thing you have as a man. Your word.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker, he don't miss.
Mind if I get that charger for you from you?
me.
Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to toss it to you or not, but here
I'll
we
just
go.
get your angle, but
Okay. Oh my God.
went deep.
Jesus
Hella
Christ.
far.
Thanks for at least you overcompensated.
Yep.
Fuck.
I was like, let me not hit anything.
Don't go shorthand.
Nope.
Oh
I
my
guess.
God.
Hey, at least it landed on the shelf.
Christ.
Look at it. Perfect.
All right. Hopefully you didn't break my charger. Fuck.
What
Nah.
was
If that breaks the charger, fuck Apple. Forever.
That's from AT&T, dog.
All right. So
It's just a fast charging block.
Brands.
moving on.
Let's see. We want to go a
What's
little
your-
bit more
what's your next-
personal.
what's your next
Fucking
topic? Goals, aspirations,
greatest, your
what?
favorite moment of the year, like personally, what you did as far as like an event you went to, fucking,
Hold on.
maybe
Just for a funny look, real quick. Remember what you said yesterday? Greatest what of the year?
ass.
That's funny. That's not what you said though.
What did I
What?
say?
Funny comment.
What did I say? Just say it.
Greatest fuck.
No.
Just say it. I don't care. It's not like I'm gonna get canceled or anything.
No. Nope.
It's like greatest. What?
Beep. Like, oh shit, I did say that, didn't I?
Holy.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Just say it. We'll cut it if you don't like it.
No.
Was it the greatest fuck of the year? Greatest ass?
Nah,
greatest vagina? Greatest
it was,
tits?
No, it was the way you said it. It was the greatest ass in a sense, but he's like greatest booty of the year.
That's
was-
not bad.
It
I've
was-
said
it
worse
wasn't
shit
worse.
than that.
It wasn't bad at all. I wasn't saying it was bad. I was
Greatest
just
booty
saying.
of the year, like
It was
That-
just a funny way of saying it.
I'm not gonna delegate that conversation, but I will say like who won the year? Like there was definitely like this like who was like the it guy and girl of the year? Like I feel like this Jenna Ortega craze that's going on. Have you guys?
from Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Like what the hell is this coming?
I've never even. I haven't seen Wednesday.
I haven't-
Have
She's
you?
great in Scream.
Have you
I
seen
didn't know she
Wednesday?
was in Scream.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch Wednesday. I love the original show though, so I'll definitely give it a chance.
I've been seeing recently too that the guy playing Gomez in that show is being canceled, or
Luis Guzman.
or Gomez in general is being canceled. Which
I mean, Gomez as a character is,
he's a little bit of a fucking
he's a
freak. He's a freak.
but it's
But that's
it's
like-
a fucking that it's a show. Like
Yeah.
they're not like
Plus,
celebrating.
I mean, if
these
you've
people.
seen the fucking Adams Family, like they're all fucking creeps. They're all fucking
That's the
weirdos. They're
point
all
of
fucking
the
like
show.
exactly. So it's like, what the fuck, guys?
no one
Like,
identifies as these fucking characters. In the original show, Wednesday Addams is like in the first grade. Like
and she fucking kills people for fun. Like that's what she gets at joint.
in the remakes
Yeah.
of Addams Family, but I'm like
But even in the fucking like original Adams Family,
the
like, she-
1960s one.
that I haven't seen that far.
Yeah, like she's in second grade in the original one.
They're all killers, all fucking murderers, fucking
They're
ghouls and
monsters.
goblins and
They're monsters.
fucking.
That's what the
Morticia
show
is a
They're
vampire,
monsters.
right?
Tisha, yeah,
They are monsters.
She's a little freak too.
yeah.
I mean, when you're creepy, freaky like that, imagine the things that get you off. So like, come on, guys.
Alright.
Nobody
This-
is.
Lighten up a little
This
bit.
went sideways quick. Where is
I'm
this
just saying,
topic
like
going?
the it boy and it girl of like the
Of the
who
year?
won the year kind of.
I don't know. Bobby Millie
Celebrity
Brown was
Millie Bobby Brown.
There you go. What did I
Bobby
say?
Millie Brown.
Whatever the fuck her name.
I always just hear
She's
Bobby
got
Brown.
like fucking 5 first names, but she's had a pretty good year.
She's the it girl, I guess now.
Yeah, she's on a
11.
pretty hot run.
11.
As far as guys, I mean,
I don't watch that show.
Harry
either.
Styles had a good year.
yeah,
Austin Butler,
The Weeknd had a good year, but I mean, I don't really put him. He's already
He's
been
a
established. so.
celebrity.
They
They can be established as long as they can win the fucking year.
then Bad Bunny then. we're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about that. Like, fuck. I
He had a
mean,
great year.
who else? I mean, again, I don't really watch too many shows or too many movies, so I can't really.
Backtrack. Well, I'm gonna get killed. Not get killed, but I'm gonna hate this if I forget it. Go back and track to real quick. Music. Nas. King Disease.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he did.
okay.
He's been putting out
Nominated for
shit.
album.
Did do your
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
If you ask 21, he's gonna disagree with you.
But
Then they
not
he
really because they
disagreed with
squashed the beef
disagreement.
real quick.
Made
and
a
they-
song, One Mic, One Gun.
Boom.
Boom.
Squash that beef instantly.
He's like, oh, word? I'm not relevant? All right, bro, do a song with me.
Kodak.
Kodak's that guy.
Young Thug did not win the year.
No.
Gonna.
Kodak has actually grown
Yeah.
on me a little bit.
How he's handled the situation, I feel, has really grown on people. Like he has held it the fuck down.
Kodak's that guy.
I mean,
I'm
I
saying
just-
Thug. I was saying
Oh,
Thug.
Thug. Yeah, Thug. Yeah. That's a whole episode I could do on Thug. Thug's that guy for
Bugger.
sure.
Is
Bugger.
gonna snitch.
No.
Next episode coming.
Nah.
We'll answer it then.
Nah. Thug
Little
stays true.
cliffhangers.
Thug is true to. I don't know what
an
code
OG.
he's got, but he's
an OG.
true as
He's
shit to
taking
that.
care of his youngins. He's an
He is.
OG.
I honestly think. All right. Side note, real quick. The Gunna situation. I think Thug.
So we're not waiting till next.
No, we aren't. I think Thug might have told Gunna to do that,
Probably.
just because
That's what it
I
seems
feel
like.
like that's who Thug is. He
That's
was
what
like,
it seems like.
he's like, save your own ass. Just say, you'd be like, you were there. You could say it. Don't incriminate me, but you say whatever you need to say to get your ass out. He's like, I'll be all right.
Literally, all he said, from what I've seen, that was always is he confirmed YSL was a gang.
Correct.
And
That's the only thing that kind of fucks Thug up, though, because
that's his whole defense is YSL.
Thug's- yeah.
is a record label.
yeah. So it's like it's a little bad, but at the same time, I feel like Thug might have done it and been like, listen, I got
Or the
my
argument
lawyers.
But
is
if he
there's
had-
two different things.
Yeah, if he has good lawyers, then,
YSL is a gang.
Yeah.
There is a gang called YSL
music gang.
that I'm not a part of, that I'm not actively, a member of, but that I was a member of, and YSL
He can claim that, but the
is
only
also
other
a record label.
But the only other thing though with Gunna is I forget the guy's name. The other guy that got out as well, released as well,
Yeah,
who basically cooperated with police, but collaborated Gunna's story was saying that YSL was a gang and that he started it with Jeffrey. So it's like eesh, you might be.
no, this
fucking-
doesn't look good for Thug. This is,
Jeffrey.
I don't see a lot of good endings
Yeah.
to this case.
Thug is the only one who's basically in like that predicament.
I
But
mean,
at
you
the
heard
same
the
time,
hot mic of the lawyer, right?
like after court one.
She after they were done answering questions, she was like, someone answered a question in one way, and she was like, "It's okay, we're only going after the leader anyway. We don't really care about." Like she said it to her
Well, certain
side
things
attorney,
though.
not realizing her mic was on.
Certain things though can't be used against Thug, so that
They
helps
threw
him.
out all the raid. They threw out the entire raid of evidence.
Correct. Certain things that Gunna pleaded to as being guilty and like this was on me, can't be used in Thug's case. So that might help Thug, but
This is kind of like off
It's like
topic a little bit.
it's like a he say, she say.
It's kind of off topic a little bit, but I don't know why I was thinking about this today. But like, if like it's imagine being like a cop or FBI agent or whatever the fuck, and like you're trying to fight cartel gangs, fucking gang violence and shit, and it's like, and you're just playing by two different set of rules. One side you have to follow it by the book. The other side you could do whatever the fuck you want. So imagine
Too many Narcos.
Maybe I haven't even been watching TV. I don't know why. Like this, I just went into like a rabbit hole in my mind about this. But like, I'm like, it's just like an impossible battle. Like it's like it's set up for the cartels and gangs and fucking bad shit to win because
You
like
could just pay them off. There's too many little men in big corporations where you could just, and that's the domino. Like the cops could go after the little guys and tear down the entire thing on.
But you have
on
to
RICO charges.
But exactly, but you have to go by the fucking book. If not, then it's like
there's no rules on the other side.
All the evidence is thrown out the window, and even though you might have caught the person red-handed, it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, there's been like literal interrogation confessions that have been thrown out of court and stuff.
All
like that.
because
the whole reason of Miranda rights is because of that stuff like that.
Just because you fucked up on one little thing, and
Yep.
all that work, then you're back at fucking square one. Like, imagine how fucking frustrating that must fucking be.
Yeah, there's codes. There's codes and laws and.
But that's why they go after
that
these
have to be
guys
followed.
so hard. Like they'll build these cases
for years, so they
this
know.
Young Thug case apparently has been in the works since like 2014,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Like
They do that shit after
coming out.
years, so that they know like
Like
we
they
are
have to
sealed.
We got
fucking
'em.
know.
we
Like,
covered
we
our
got 'em,
asses.
boys.
We covered our asses, and we're gonna get them on this.
2-3 times over. Yeah, that shit is.
I mean,
fucking-
the city of Atlanta the state of Georgia has spent so much money trying this case. Like if they're gonna come away with something.
He might do a couple years, and
I
Hopefully they let
I
this
hope
man
it's
free.
a couple years.
I hope
honestly,
they
at
let
this
him
point,
free.
that's what
I mean, obviously, I hope that, and the judge
Time served.
wants to. But
At this point, I think it's just gonna be maybe a couple years, and he might get let out if he's on good behavior, and they might let him out early. Like that's what it feels like to me at this
We'll
point.
see.
But
Let's
you know,
hope.
especially with like court cases and shit
What
like
did,
that, these things can take turns.
What did
you know,
6ix9ine's gang get? How many years did they get?
the Tri-Way Gangsters.
What did like the leader get of that?
follow the leader,
I have no idea.
follow the leader.
Train on Bloods, right?
Yeah. What did the guy who was fucking 6ix9ine's baby mama get in years? I think it was like a little bit like I want to say it was like 20 years, but I'm not sure, so I'm not trying to speak on the matter yet. Get up my information right,
Speak on it.
because I know he got hit with the fucking book.
15 years.
Nah, that's not. I mean, that's bad for any of us, but
He got hit with RICO for 15 years.
Is there any
was that the max? He got the max out of everybody.
early release or no?
No,
No parole or nothing.
nothing.
Damn, get fucked.
I feel like I thought someone got hit with.
You got
It
hit.
was 15 to 47 years. Oh, high-ranking member got 24 years in prison. That might be one of them. Someone else got 11 years. Like he took a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I mean, he can't go to New York anymore. Like,
6ix9ine goes wherever he wants.
I mean, okay,
It's true. I mean,
play with it as much as you want.
I agree, but I'm just
You gotta
saying.
pull this shit out of fire.
In reality, he goes wherever he wants. He's
I'm
not
walking down
an
the court.
he's not an
Ring,
idiot.
ring, ring.
He's not an idiot. I mean, he has full security with him pretty much at all times. Like,
As he fucking should.
He had
Yeah.
witness protection, and then he gave it up. Like,
yeah, and he got his own full security at all times. Like, he goes places, but got security around him.
Yeah,
24
I mean, you
7
know,
days a week.
he's still making money. He's still keeping himself relevant. So I mean, I
He's
guess
still
at the end of the-
trolling. He still
the end
puts
of the
out
day,
an
he
occasional
got- I mean,
song.
he's in
here
that
and there.
streaming world now with
Yeah.
all those guys. So.
Yeah, with all those guys.
DJ Academics, the Aiden Rosses. The,
Yeah.
He's been
I don't
on-
want to say he hasn't. I don't think he's been on their show. Aiden
He's been
Ross.
on. I don't think Aiden, but he's definitely been on Academics.
Yeah, they're boys. They're
Yeah.
thick as thieves.
No, he's been on someone else's show though about it.
Logan. He was on Logan.
Probably was with Logan.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't do. I hope Kai Cenat doesn't bring him on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Nah, Kai Cenat seems like a real one.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's Aiden's boy.
That's the kid with that's Uzi in the video.
yeah, with the dreads.
Yeah, the dreads.
Yeah,
he
but
does
I mean,
like
he's
video.
also at the end
He's
of
in
the day.
Atlanta AMP.
He did
At
the
the end
video
of the
with
day, though, that's gonna bring
whatever
numbers to his streaming.
the chick from New York. He did the video with her.
Ice Spice.
Yeah.
Yes,
You thought I
yes,
was
that's her.
feeling
That's
you?
him.
Okay, and he like changed into a jumpsuit and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Made a
that's him.
video.
In
Okay,
in the
just
ne-
making
the
sure I
Nike
knew.
track. The
Just
track.
make sure I knew who
Yeah,
you're
it's
all
Kai.
talking about.
Ice Spice, she kind of came and went real quick, didn't she?
Yeah,
Drake's line. She's a 10.
on mute.
Boom.
Album sound better on mute.
Bye, y'all.
Oh man,
That
Ice
album is
Spice.
okay.
I didn't even know she had an album. I thought she had 2 songs.
Talking about Drake's
Drake-
album.
I was about to say like
I like-
she's not talking.
Hey,
He's not talking about
both
fucking
Drake
Ice-
albums of the year. Both albums were released this year. I like both of them. I mean, they're not for everybody. I'm not saying they're the epitome of a Drake album because they're not.
I mean,
But for what they
listen,
are, they're good.
I go back and listen to some songs from Honestly Nevermind. I haven't really gone back and listened to Her Loss that much, but I'm sure I will.
I listen
at
to
some
Her
point.
Loss all the time.
Yeah, I listen to her loss a lot more.
But
Honestly, Nevermind is more
I
of like the
also-
one I go back to every now and again.
in the grand scheme,
Her Loss is like every other day at the gym
Yeah.
for us.
her
for me.
at the end of the
Since I
day,
do.
like bigger picture, I don't really listen to either of those albums as much as I have to past Drake albums when they drop. If I'm
I mean,
His replay value is going down for people. It's you don't
for
have
some, not for all. Because
not for all. He's still
I
the
hear
biggest-
Drake every day.
Yeah, he's the biggest streamed artist.
I hear Drake every day. So
It's going down.
it's one of those damn albums
Yeah,
that I'm
you, just,
playing.
you don't have the
Or one of his
even
old shits.
even the sun is gonna explode at some point. You
Yeah.
know, every star
We won't be
fucking
around.
dies.
We won't be around.
Every star burns out, and it's that's just a reality issue. It's nothing against Drake. It's not no hating. It's that it happens. Which I will say this though, who was it that Snoop Dogg is like he has his hands in all types of shit now. Like he does like little kid fucking TV
streaming,
shows.
he does
Like
video
he really
games,
has
he
like
does everything.
from where you see where the beginning of his career was and how fucking thugged out he is
yeah, it
to
was
how
almost over before it started.
to how commercial
Yep.
he is and how mainstream he is now. It is pretty
Great
amazing.
turnaround.
It is pretty amazing.
Youth football, he does everything.
Oh yeah, the Snoop. What are they called?
He's got a whole league.
The Snoop Pop Warner League. Yeah,
Yeah.
what are they
He's
called?
got a whole league. That I'm not sure.
But the Friday Night Tyke Show. They're fire on
He
that.
does everybody. So he does everything.
Um,
You want to talk, Eric? You want to talk about your love of 2022?
My love of 2022.
Yeah.
What is my love of 2022?
Who's your love of 2022?
I don't know.
What girl gets your love of 2022?
What girl?
just naming a random
Yeah.
female.
It's not a random.
Like is it a celebrity?
Nope.
Then no, I would not like that. I think I'll keep that one to myself.
Yeah, no, I just knew I could fuck with you.
How about you, Jacob? Shit.
Yeah, which one?
Hey, it's like,
Oh shit.
cut the tape.
I mean, I'll say this about 2022. I have, as far as I feel like, I guess kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just kind of understanding the reality of things and like really like understanding what something is, what the situation is, what's going on, like how it affects me, what I will do, what I do, how it would affect other people, certain roles that I've had to take on, whether it's been voluntarily or involuntarily, like the type of role you play in things and the type of role that people play in your life. Like I feel like this year more than other years has that narrative has kind of like accentuated itself and brought itself to the forefront for me, at least.
Yeah.
Just by the situations that I've been put in, just by certain events that have happened, just by life in general. Like it definitely has. I don't want to say like because I feel like people ask you this question every year. Oh, like what's you feel like you've grown this year, or you feel like this, but like this year.
How'd you know I was gonna ask that?
This year in particular, like there is definitely like a lot of like key moments that I can point towards that it's like that was I don't want to say a defining moment in my life, but it's like
A step forward.
It shed light. It let me know like where I'm at.
That was big. That was consequential.
Exactly.
There's definitely like I don't want to say like the naivety. I
know what you're trying to
That
say.
me or you?
This is me.
I think
That's
water.
you.
The water. The naivety of certain situations died. Like that seems like a little harsh, but like there's a lot of like don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining shit that kind of happens
Real shit.
in life, and you're like, all right, I've been through this enough. Like I know what's real.
Factual.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm kind of cool on this. Like this is, I don't know. Like things can happen. Things can, improve. But I'm not putting my weight into something off hope anymore. Like
Real shit.
Like you either got it or you don't at this point. Like you're either coming with it
and I mean to that point too, to kind of add on to it, if I feel like
Let me take another sip.
I just like if
I'm just not holding on to stuff with a weight of expectation. Like
and
you,
if
you
I
can still be around, I can still hold on to things, but if there's a certain point where this is not things are not changing, like I'm just not gonna hold on to.
I'm not gonna put any more effort than what you're giving, what you're allowing me to, essentially.
Yeah.
Like if this is what you are showing me,
my investment level just can't be as high.
Exact. I really couldn't have said it better myself. Honestly, like, and
right.
that doesn't diminish the love I have for you. That doesn't diminish how
It
much.
could be a love for things. It could be a love, like it could be work related. I put all my power into this, and it's not paying me my dividends. Like
I still love you, but I'm taking a step back.
Yeah,
I feel like we've
it could
all
be
been
work.
there.
It could be
personal.
It could be anything.
I feel like we've all been there at some point this year where we have purposely put all of our eggs in one basket,
100%.
and then we realized I might have
Can't do
fucked up
that.
here.
Not even.
I don't know
might
about
have
fucked up.
Yeah.
There's just
Look. Let me finish here. At this point, at least, we put all our eggs in that basket, and then we realized, all right, there's a lesson to be had, and we learned, okay, it's not bad to spread yourself that thin. It's not bad to show this kind of
Put yourself
emotion
out there.
or show this kind of love, because certain things you do have to, take head on. But at the same time, you're a little more weary of the situation because I feel like we've all done it in different parts. Maybe it being career, maybe it being relationship, maybe it being, just love, period, as like to a relationship, to a business, to a this, to a that. Like you understand a little bit more. I probably can't, or I shouldn't, not can't, because we all, we're going through life. We're going to do these things again. It's not like 2022 is the one year we realize like,
we're going to continue.
I'm so dumbass.
Yeah, we're going to make mistakes for a lot of years to come. Guarantee it. But at the same point, this year has shown a lot of things where it's like, I know for me for a fact, I know for you, Dennis, for yourself, I know Jordan, he's not here to say on his own, but I'll speak for him. He's learned a lot of things in this year.
Yeah.
Like this year has been a lot of growing and a lot of.
I scraped my knee a lot this year.
There's been there's been a lot of struggling, a lot of Peter Griffin. But I feel like at the end of the year, we're days from 2023 at this point. By the time y'all see this,
it might be
maybe 2023. We'll see how fast we get this one out.
No, it won't.
But just saying, this year has shown a lot of like, it's okay to put yourself out there, but at the same time, you have to be aware of what can happen. Because I feel like we've all done it. We've all put our eggs into one basket. Yeah, don't be naive. Like we know what can happen, but you got to see it from a bigger picture. You got to understand, like you can put yourself out there because that's the only way you are going to find love is putting yourself out there. You can't just like half-ass it. If you're going to go for it. But just be prepared for what can happen.
I will say professionally, like I had moments that I thought were going to be here and ended up.
Yeah, you had aspirations of the highest of highs, and you might have hit some lows.
Yeah, but I would say this year was definitely
doesn't equate.
Not as like personally challenging to my mental as 2021 was. Like I feel like 2021.
That was also a fresh year after COVID. Like it was a different start.
2021, I had like a tougher like mental health year in 2021 than 2022. Like 2022 was like
2022.
I learned how to deal with things.
I would say
a little bit better in 2022.
If I remember, because my memory, it's A1. Don't matter how much I drink. My memory is A1. 2022 started off a little rocky, not only for you, but for No Hangover. It was a little rocky of a year for us, but then we got our bearings up and kept chugging along.
I just meant like mentally. I just learned how to like deal with things a little bit better. Like
I know this, but I'm saying mentally and where we're at now. Like this all took place this year. Yep. A lot of things happened within this last 12 months.
And like just kind of speaking for myself, like a lot of shit happened for me like towards the back end of the year. Like
yeah, for this year.
Like I had knowledge of things, but as far as like taking the responsibility of things and like kind of coming to terms with certain things, like that kind of hit me towards the back end of this year.
You got thrown into a couple situations.
I've had to, and like, I feel like I try to look for the good that I can get out of every year. I feel like I do a pretty good job of like growing as a person every year, but like this year, like the past like 4 or 5 months have been extremely, trying and extremely like, I have to, and not necessarily that I have to, but just I feel like I have to be, a certain level of responsible, a certain level of, you got to look at me in this way just so like I'm saying strong for you guys type shit. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's not the right way to put it, but like,
right.
I mean, it's just been a culmination of a lot of things happening at once, and I've had to kind of take it all in stride, and I still really haven't really had time to like digest it all.
That's
and,
what
like,
I was
take it all in and like really have time to like sit with it.
That's kind of what I was kind of going with, like piggybacking off that. Like I just feel like things that happened this year, had they happened in previous years, would have been like
you might not have been ready for it.
Like just knocked me on my ass for a little bit. And like this year was just kind of like kind of been through the ringer enough, you're just kind of like, all right, like
You were stronger.
More taking it in stride.
all right, let's go.
Yeah, it sucked.
What's next? What you got?
It sucked, but you kept going. You were like, well, that
And
could
then someone
happen.
will be like, man, you've had a tough year or two. You've had a tough, like, this is kind of.
And people have said that to me, and it's like
can't think of it that way.
Honestly, like, it's just, it is what it is. Like, now is not the time for that. Like, I just got to, like, I still got shit ahead of me that I got to take care of. Like, give me maybe a couple more months, and I can probably sit down and, like, fucking digest and really take in. But, like, I'm still in the mode and the mindset of, like, there's still shit that personally I want to take care of. There's still shit that other people, like loved ones, that I need to help out and take care of and make sure they're good. And, like, just the overall scope of, like, how I view life and what I feel like people should strive for to have a complete, balanced, happy life. I'm still, like, I'm in the midst of that right now. So it's like, people will kind of like, oh, like, you know, you're doing such a good job of this, or like applaud me for what I'm doing. But it's like, don't save that for when I'm done.
Yeah.
Give me the praise afterwards, because I'm still in the midst of that shit, and I need to fucking.
Yeah,
people,
but it's nice to have those little praises here and there, especially when you're going through some shit.
People always say, like, the phrase, like, it takes a village and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's the right phrase, but, like,
To raise a child, Jess.
you definitely do need, like, a good support system around you. Because, like, there is a, like, the thinnest of, or the broadening of gray lines, I guess would be, like, there's a thick gray line in between of when things may happen that you're, like, dealing with. And some people are pushing forward, moving, like, not moving past it, but kind of keep growing. And some people are falling and think that they are pushing forward and doing what's right. And they're really just putting shit on the back burner. Yeah. Like, that's, if you're just not dealing with something, right?
That's not growing. That's just ignoring shit, honestly.
Yeah. So, like, and you need people around you that are going to be like, hey, this is not the...
You gotta
I see the effort. Like, I see what you're trying to do, but, like...
This isn't
maybe
healthy.
pivot, like, a little bit this way, and you can be on the right track.
It helps.
Flying and falling. You know, the Ye line, he goes, been falling off the edge, don't know... Or been pushed off the edge, don't know if I'm falling or flying. Like...
Real shit, though. Real shit.
Like, life kicks you in the teeth a couple times, and you don't know, like, if it's the push you need or it's the fucking push down a fucking hole.
You're flying down some stairs. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you. All right, yeah. I realized you hadn't picked up the Coke yet. I was like, dear Lord. It's one of those things where it's like, there's trying times in everyone's life, and I mean, we've all been. I know the three of us for sure, Jordan as well. Our whole friend group, though, like, everyone goes through some shit throughout the year.
But that's life. Like,
it is.
What
life.
I've noticed is, like, nobody. Like,
life don't stop for
people
nobody.
at work, people that, like, even if they're your boys, like, people don't give, like, I'm not gonna say they don't give a fuck about you, but they don't give a fuck about what you got going on in home. Like
yes and no.
It's up to you to fucking get that shit going. Like, nobody's there to fucking hold your hand through this shit.
It is up to you to have your. I mean, granted, like you said, it's good to have a strong support system.
That sounds cold as fuck. Even if you are like we've known people that have been dealt a shitty hand, like that they've 100%. been kicked in the fucking teeth.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
life goes on.
We have to.
And that's the fucked up part about it. Like, you could love something, and back to what we were saying originally in this topic, when it came to, like, love and lessons, you could love something, you could put all your eggs in one basket. The thing is with life will throw a fucking curveball at you, and it doesn't care how you handle it. It doesn't care if you catch it or got hit in the fucking face. Life is going fucking on.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just one of those things where you got to take everything as like a grain of sand or a grain of salt, whatever the fuck the saying is.
Grain of salt.
But you just have to fucking keep going, and you got to keep moving through it, and you take lessons.
Yeah, I mean,
is it called taking it with a grain of salt?
Taking it with a grain of salt.
Pretty sure.
No, but I'm saying, is it called that because, like, salt soaks up all the juices, so it's like
a little bit. It's like it burns, but you gotta understand, like, shit happened. It was quick.
I honestly don't know why that saying is
like, because it soaks up all the juices, it takes up all the extra shit away. Like, take it with a grain of salt. Like,
yeah, I mean. I don't know for sure, but, like, to your point, like, this year more than anything, more so than any other year, like, in recent memory for me, has been, you know, you gotta fucking keep it moving. Like, there's gonna be some after another. Like, you know, you're really gonna, it's either you're gonna let it weigh you down, or you're just gonna fucking take it in stride and fucking deal with it as you need to deal with it, move on to the next thing. And like I said, that more so than anything this year in particular, I feel like that's the lesson that has. And I've always been like that, kind of naturally, like Not a lot of shit bothers me. I'm pretty relaxed for the most part. There are certain times where it's like, you know, I feel like I should probably be a little bit more attentive to certain things or things like that. But this year has, like I said, the overarching theme I feel like has been like, take things in stride. Like, you can't fucking think too much on one thing or look too forward in the future. You got to fucking kind of keep it within a certain scope of like the last 2 weeks and the next 2 weeks. And like, this is what happened before. This is what's happening right now.
Learn from your mistakes.
How am I going to fucking, if this thing comes up again, how am I going to deal with it moving forward?
It sounds corny, but like the one day at a time. Like, take that shit one day at a time.
Take it in stride.
You can't
all cut out.
You can't appreciate the sunny days without a few rainy ones.
There you go.
There you go. That's a little bit more PG way.
That's where we come back on. That's the one. Because this guy is talking crazy.
I'm not talking crazy. I'm
Drank
talking the truth.
Too much
Hey,
Johnny.
listen, sometimes life is going to fucking just drag you around like a rag doll and fucking really push you fucking through it. And like I said, I mean, these past few months for me has been that. Like, I have been tested emotionally. I have been tested, you know, what I want in this life. Do I really fucking want to pursue these things? Is it really worth it to me? You know, all these deep philosophical questions that you fucking have battles in your head and shit. You know, is the time that I'm spending doing this worth taking away from the time that I want to be doing this? But if I want to do the A thing, I got to take away time from the B thing.
The worst lie that we are told as kids, I don't know if it's a lie that we're told, but like the worst perception that we have is that life is fair.
Life is not fair.
Life is not fair.
Fair is a made up.
The quicker you learn that, like, and like when people are like, you know, you get out of it what you put into it. Like, certain things are like that.
Not necessarily.
But not everything in your life is going to be like.
Not necessarily.
I will say this though, like, I do agree with that. But, you know, there is something to be said that if you put in hard work, you will reap some type of benefit. It might not be necessarily the benefit that you want or the expectation that you had from the work that you put in. But if you put in some type of work, you will get some type of reward. Yeah, it's not necessarily what you're going to want, what you were striving for. Basically. You might come up a little short. But, you know, if you're striving to be the best and you come up short, you know, that's...
Second best is not the worst.
I mean, honestly, like...
My thing is you got to just keep striving, though. Like, no matter what.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
I mean, that's literally literally the entire plot of Finding Nemo is this guy lost his fucking wife and his child, and he meets this dumb person who teaches him the most valuable lesson in life.
Don't ever stop.
Which is you just got to keep going.
You got to.
You got to keep going.
Keep going for what you love. Keep pursuing.
And he doesn't want to hear it because it's from the dumbest person in the room.
Pursue what...
Wow.
Pursue
I mean, that's literally
fucking Nemo.
The entire plot.
It is. Dory.
I've thought about
She's
this
ahead of her
a
time.
little bit. Like every movie has something to say. It just takes, you know.
Yeah, it takes digesting to get to it.
You know what? Because I was actually, funny enough, I was over at Abner's house yesterday, and we were watching Home Alone and shit. And, like, these little fucking kids, wise beyond their fucking years, like, teaching lessons to grown-ass adults and shit. Macaulay Culkin over here being a philosopher and shit. Like, it's like, goddamn, where are these movies at?
They teach young.
I mean, Pixar's the movies that do it.
I guess you're right.
Like the Turning Red movie, it's not for everybody. It's a little like, you know, whatever. But I watched that.
Is that the one with the red panda?
It's about her becoming a woman.
Yeah. The red panda is like the period.
Yeah, it's literally like they talk about it. It's,
bro.
She has like pads.
She becomes a monster, huh?
She literally becomes a fucking monster. That's what the movie.
Big ass red panda.
Yeah,
makes sense though.
Which ironically enough,
I haven't watched the movie.
Red panda.
It's pretty good. I watched it with my little cousin.
Red pandas are fucking adorable. Ironically enough. They're like farthest away from.
And that's
monsters.
what all like. She thinks that she's a monster, and then like you guys aren't gonna fucking watch the movie. I'll spoil it. Please her friends are like, oh, it's the cutest thing in the world. Like some people are like, this is a monster. Some people are like, fucking
adorable.
It's a red panda.
Can I give you a little pet?
And then a treat?
What she realizes, like growing up with a woman or growing up becoming a woman, like there is like some stuff that sucks about it, but there's just a lot of hardships that come with it. There's a lot of good things that come with it too.
Thankful as fuck. We're men. Thankful.
I mean, listen, I'm not even going to get into that because there's fucking bullshit that as men that I'd rather not deal with, but there's bullshit as a woman that it's like, I'd rather not deal with that either.
Yeah, there's a lot worse bullshit as a woman.
10 out of 10 times would be a man.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Have you ever heard the Dave Chappelle joke where he was like, you know, one time I was gifted by this crackhead, I was gifted $1,000.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've never been so scared walking home with $1,000 because it's the first time in my life that I realized that somebody like, people want something that I had.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, what it's like to be a woman with a pussy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That was one of his more recent ones, right? On his Netflix ones. Yeah. That was I mean,
It's one of those things. But
Yeesh.
women have immense power in the same regard. But it's just one of those things. Like, it's a hard topic to get into.
At the end of the day, we're all dealing with societal pressures.
Yeah.
But you know what? I do feel like what certain things that men deal with, it would be very extremely difficult for a woman to deal with.
We deal with the right amount. Like, we are built to handle the right amount.
The stresses that have been put on us.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much what I was going to say. Like, like the provider, the things of that nature that are typically put on a man, that shit is stressful. A lot of women don't realize how stressful that can be. But also the nurturing, the caring, the fucking, being emotional, giving that love is also very emotional when you're not getting that same back.
Taxing.
Exactly. So it's like, it's kind of pick your poison, essentially.
Yeah.
And, people are
grass ain't always greener.
Yeah.
If we traded places, you wouldn't think it's as sweet.
I mean, and they have how many fucking Freaky Friday, how many fucking sitcoms have taken that concept of trading bodies and, oh God, like you have it so easy. Even Family Guy does it. Like when Peter and Lois trade spots with Meg and Chris, and they're the providers in this and they're the adults. Yeah. It's like life fucking sucks for everyone. It's how you fucking,
life will kick you in the fucking
it's how
crotch.
you're going to fucking deal with it and how you're going to fucking get knocked down and get back up from that shit.
Facts.
Pretty much.
All the fucking cliches. All of them.
They sound cliche, but they're...
it wouldn't be cliche if it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Bingo.
The only cliche that isn't true is money can't buy happiness.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit.
I'm not saying
to what extent, though.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
Not true happiness. Like, you see people that are truly... I mean, RIP to Twitch, the DJ. He seemed like he was doing well.
I was going to say Twitch.
You never know.
I mean, there's a lot of them. Robin Williams.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
I mean, anyone that commits suicide, especially these celebrities, you would think they have money, they have fame, people love them. What could be so wrong in their life? But you don't really know what people are going through.
But at the same time,
people who are famous might not like the attention, might not like the fame. Anthony Bourdain. And he was one that's traveling the world.
Everyone was like, man, like, this guy's the greatest.
Living the fucking life.
Not just the fame, though, but it's also like the pressure that type of money has on people. Because imagine, like,
everyone
you went
looks
from
at you.
Yeah, you went from just chilling,
way out, the meal ticket,
just relaxing, and us, we're all struggling. Most people are struggling. For instance, you can work even if you're not paycheck to paycheck. You're trying to
like 90% of Americans.
You're trying to find a better way or more money, basically. Like majority of Americans are looking for more money, ways to make more money. So imagine if you are in that top 1 percentile, you have everyone you've ever known looking to you like, you got to help me, please. You got to help me.
Like, you can do
the amount of pressure that probably puts on those people. You can help me, like,
and then if you don't do it, then people look at you as you're fucking selfish. You're an
asshole. Even if you do help them,
it's
not enough.
It's continued. You
have
to keep doing it.
Even if you do, like, okay, I'll give you this one-time loan. If even if it's a huge loan, I'll give you this one-time loan. They fuck that loan up, they're gonna be like, please, one more chance. And like,
no, because when you have
give a man a fish. Feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish. He'll never go hungry again.
Exactly.
And it's like people will look at
Jesus.
People, he's a wise man.
Right? Or Moses? It's
one of those. Somebody from the Bible. But, like, that's the thing. People will, like, see that you have money or see that you have some type of resource and think that shit is unlimited. Like, the concept of, like, someone that has $1 million to someone that only has $1,000 in their bank account. It's like, you have $1 million. You should be able to spare me money, but you don't know what their bills are. You don't know what their responsibilities are. Like, usually the more money you make, the more bills pile up.
And I like the idea of
Drake's lyric.
Yeah, that's the one. Like, the pain that I seen in my mother's eyes in 2009 will have me work until it's 2049. Like, he's got to provide for everybody in his, like, think about his circle, the same circle that's been around him his entire.
Just think about OVO.
And I'm sure they come with their business savvy.
Now, but even
he's provided opportunity.
But he provides them their opportunity.
He is the opportunity.
If he goes away, they don't like. And some of them might still be okay.
The worst part of that, as being that guy, is you are dealing with their shortcomings as well. Like, say they don't get to where they wanted to be, right? Then you have to deal with them. Not only financially, mentally thinking they fucked you over, like them coming at you in a bunch of different angles, like, oh, I'm so sorry, this and that. Can you please lend me some more? And the pile just keeps getting worse and worse.
I mean, to your point, the grass ain't always greener. You might see somebody that has $1 billion, but the stresses that come with that are some shit that we'll never be able to understand. the same thing with someone who was born into money and born into wealth will never understand the stresses of having to work a 9 to 5, having to, live paycheck to paycheck.
It's not their fault necessarily.
It's not their fault, but at the same time,
it's just the circumstances that you're born into.
Yeah.
And every circumstances has its pros. Every circumstances has its cons. It's just, again, it really comes down to the type of person you are, the lessons and the role models that you have in your life.
And luck.
And
luck plays a good part in it.
Because you can come from the trenches, get to $1 million, but if you don't have the, financial literacy, if you don't have these building blocks in your life,
or not even just the common sense of like, listen, this is not my strong suit. Let me find somebody to fucking help me out with this.
One of those.
Because you might have the hustle to get the money, you might have the drive to get the money, but your point,
how many
if you don't
athletes
have
do we see get to here? Like, they get that first big paycheck. They've grinded all their life. They get to here.
2 years out of the league, they're fucking broke.
Yeah.
In the league, they're fucking broke because they're spending money because they think, they're getting all this money. But, like,
again, don't run out.
Everything has a cap to it.
It's also the ego. Like, if somebody – and it's what gets people that first paycheck. It's the hustler mentality of, like, I'll always get it back. Like, I'll always be able to do that. You can't turn that off. Like –
which is a good thing, but it also can be a detriment.
It can bite you in the ass if you're not careful.
That's why it takes luck. Like,
well, it takes luck.
Because
it's the good, your core values and your group, like, that old saying, show me your friends, I'll show you who you are.
Yeah.
That's a real fucking thing. Because if you have, for instance, how we were just saying, say one of us makes it, right? Say Eric makes it. He's a millionaire. And I'm like,
I think if one of us makes it, we're good for, like.
I feel like we would all be good for life. Yeah. But I'm just saying this scenario. Say Eric makes it and I have a dumbass idea. And I'm like, I need this idea to come to life.
Yeah,
Eric,
I need this bankroll.
My boy, come on. You got me, man. Like, how many times have I spotted you? Got me. And he spots me however much money. We'll say
100,000.
Stupid amount.
Okay. $250.
All right.
We'll
250.
All right. We'll say $250,000.
All right, fuck it, 500,000.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
all right.
what's your
Either way, my dumb ass fucks it up, right? And then I'm like, Eric, please, man, you gotta help me out. Like, I'm sorry I wasted all your money. Then it's putting him in now this financial bind. One, secondly, however hard he's worked to get that point. Why am I entitled to that?
But I also think, like, and maybe this is just me being biased because we're all friends here and shit. But I also do feel like as a friend group, we have done a pretty good job of keeping it pretty real with each other. Yeah. And, like,
we don't enable each other.
Being able to say, bro, you're fucking stupid. No, fuck you. Like,
yes,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, we
like,
try not to enable
But there would be that guilt, though. Like, if I had, had $10 million, it would be like, yeah, sure. Like,
I mean, but at the same time, I've if the point ever comes, which I do think it will come for one of us in our lifetimes, where we are just making that kind of money just because, like, the amount of work we put in, I feel like it's going to pop for one of us at some point. At that point, I do feel like it is okay to have those conversations, but it's going to be more in the conversation of, like, for instance, I don't know if y'all have ever seen, like, what Shaq says to his kids, for instance. Shaq basically tried to tell all his kids, like, if I die, you're not getting any of my money. Yeah. Like, you can come to me with a business proposal, but until then,
I kind of feel like that's a little bit of bullshit.
I think it's
extreme.
Yeah, I think it's cap, honestly.
I think it is just kind of like a.
But I do at the same time, I do think. Kids. But I mean, Shaq's parents, for instance, Shaq's parents made him go to school still. Like, he was the one who was making the money there, but his parents, that once you instill certain values in people, I feel like our friend group especially has those type of values where it's like we want to get it on our own. If one of us gets it before the other, we could excel each other, but we all have those values of we're trying to make it on our own, we're trying to grind, which different things you look at might have different, opinions on that. But we're all trying to, do certain things on our own. And I feel like once one of us gets there, it'll be a lot easier for us all to get there. Just off of, like,
if any of us have stupid money, none of us will ever have to worry again.
Correct. Just because, like, what we've put in place. I feel like once that point happens, it'll help everything else.
If I get $10 billion, I'm calling you guys up and telling you guys to quit your jobs. Like,
retire.
Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If I, like, for example, we'll say stupid scenario.
I'm dead ass. I'm private jetting, like, fuck that job. Walk out. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, mine is
Yours is different. Yours is different.
Mine is different. Eric Jordan, that's one thing. The call to me is an entirely different
All
call.
right. When you get off work, Jake,
It's an entirely different call.
We're going here.
I can definitely see you being like, Dad, I quit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Get your ass in the van and go the fuck.
But yeah, that's a funny. I mean, my dad's literally fired me and called me 10 minutes later, like, "Why aren't you here yet?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, you fired me." I was like, "Bitch, what are you talking about?" But he was like,
I'd probably call Izzy before I'd call you.
It'd
If
be
I had
hilarious.
$10 billion, I'd be like, hey.
I mean, if you got 10 billion in this
right
next,
now.
Yeah,
I'm buying OTM.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could keep working. I'll pay you a salary.
the only fact is if you did that in the next like 2 to 3 months. Like after that, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Don't worry about it.
Oh shit.
I'll be good to go.
No, but I mean,
Man's old. He's about to be 66.
Yeah, he's getting that.
He's out this
that
bitch like
66
hocus
checks
pocus.
every month.
I would say this though, kind of like my final thought on this. The whole fucking, you got to put in the work, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort. But to your point, like, I feel like people underestimate how much luck goes into it. Because there's not much, like, and the example that I like to use the most because it's something that I relate to is, sports and athletes. Like, there is not much separating the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Your top 5. They are just,
elite arm talent.
They're usually all-time greats, shit that you can't really teach. But, like, even those top 5 compared to the, good job, from, 5 to 32, there's not much separating these guys. It is, kind of
opportunity.
And even
luck.
The greatest of all
Arm
time,
strength.
Tom Brady, the tuck rule. Like, that is a luck thing that happened to bounce his way, propel him to his first Super Bowl, and then we know what happens after that.
Yeah.
But, like, there's not much separating Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. There's not much separating Dan Marino and Joe Montana. It's those little lucky things that once you get to a certain point, it's just the ball either bounces to the left, and I get it, or the ball bounces to the right, and it goes to somebody else.
Especially
and
in
then
sports.
things just fucking, propel that, and that shakes your confidence one way or another. And
think if one thing goes right or wrong for somebody that puts them down this path of, like, second guessing themselves, or like, oh, it was always going to go this way, and it's such like the Penny Hardaway stuff. Like, man, it's a shame what happened. Like, he was on this
Penny
trajectory.
is one of those ones.
Weird injury, something happened. Stuff.
I would say like 3 players in the NBA era that I could think of. Like when you say that,
Grant Hill,
and Tracy.
all Magic
Derrick
players.
Rose.
D Rose too. Wow.
There's a lot of them.
More recent. Yeah, I mean, the point is that, like,
There's a lot of you've never heard of. Like, think about, like,
I mean, high
You're
school
gonna go with
players,
the famous one?
High school players that, like,
Tried
who
coke
was it?
once.
Fucking
Len Bias,
Len Bias, but who was it? ESPN did a 30 for 30.
the best that never was.
Exactly that, and he was a fucking
The
shit in high
man
school.
in
He
college.
and he was like, yo, big dude, like typical fucking Earl Campbell, Bo Jackson type of build, speed, athleticism,
Had it all.
and fucking injuries just fucking fuck you up.
Ended it.
Circumstances fuck you up. Fucking one
Brandon
night of
Roy.
fucking doing fucking
One
coke
night of partying with Len Bias.
fucks you up, and it's crazy, and
Gone.
that really does like
Gone forever.
emphasize. That does emphasize
Those
the
30 for 30s are great, man.
phenomenal.
They
But
really, if you guys have, anybody at home, if you guys have never watched one, like, they do a really good job, especially the
In-depth,
early
very
ones,
in-depth.
of, like, explaining exactly what we're talking about. Like, the amount of circumstances that have to go right or go wrong for something to happen in somebody's life. Like, they really do a great job.
and it
of
really
detailing.
does show you the fine line between shit. To your point,
If
it
Len
really,
Bias does not pick up the phone from that friend, or if, like,
little shit like that, it's
it
fine.
literally, if,
Like,
Or has enough willpower to be like, no, that one time.
or just isn't lucky, like, it's just not laced with something. Like, so many things went into that, like, this went wrong. Like,
Into
a
that
million things had to
decision,
go
into that-
wrong in a row.
Yeah.
If one of them is right,
Boom.
none of this happens.
Boom.
Whole different story.
And he might.
Michael
They
Jordan
were
would have
saying
never
he's the
been
best.
heard of.
Yeah, they
the
were saying he's
fucking-
better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan would have never been heard of.
Might be fucking rewritten.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan might never get
The
rings.
GOAT debate
the way
would have
they were
been
talking
Len
about him.
Bias and
Yeah,
LeBron.
without bias is the name of the documentary. Phenomenal.
What was the other one? The fucking Benji one. The kid from
Benji, Chicago. They
Yeah.
have his jersey still at that famous high school where all of them go to. D Rose, all of them. It's his jerseys on top of the gym when they all walk out, and he is the greatest basketball player, allegedly in the city of Chicago, maybe in
It
high
is.
school.
I
of
mean,
all
that's
time.
even the fucking LeBron. Even LeBron's story. There was a player better than LeBron. in LeBron's
the
high school career.
ABCDE camp is the moment of, I don't know if you've ever seen this Jimmy High Roller YouTube kid.
There's a kid better than LeBron in LeBron's era.
He's in the ABCDE camp, and like he's there with, I think Kobe's speaking, and Kobe's like, oh, I've heard of you. You're like gonna be the next one or whatever. And like there's circumstances of life. LeBron goes to this camp, and they have a famous head-to-head duel, and LeBron gets the better of him, loses the game, but has like. Everyone walks out of the gym and go, like, "There's a new number one player in the world."
Well, I don't know if it was that same
but
kid.
even
It might be that
too,
same
like,
kid, but there was like a certain circumstance.
But even to your point there, like he loses and he's still like you make certain impressions on people, and it's like the result might have not been what you wanted, but you did what you had to do to fucking get the notice.
I think
but
the
then
kid
that
I'm talking
guy
about.
start and then misses his senior year of high school because of grades, picks the wrong college, is ruled ineligible, doesn't go to the league, like all these things.
What's that running back
like
from
that.
fucking Ohio State? Fucking that beat that Miami team.
Yeah, what's his name?
Maurice Claret.
I
mean, like sports is the fucking perfect fucking.
It shows crazy how the world works. Like the smallest decision you would think in your life can change your life drastically.
And it doesn't happen for everyone. Like Patrick Mahomes, Steph Curry, those guys are sons of athletes. They're on like an easier quote unquote path to get to where they want.
Correct.
In sports, at least.
Not everyone has their exact path or trajectory.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like the one of ones, like for instance, Josh Allen. Stud.
He's a no-namer. He's
That is
our
a-
class of high school.
that
He's
is a
no-name,
fucking-
no-star
Went to
recruit.
fucking Wyoming.
That is a nobody. That is a nobody who was like, I can sling this fucking rock. Just watch me, and I'll prove you wrong. That man is the.
But then
all
he goes
those,
to Buffalo.
all those things have to keep going right.
He gets the right coach. He gets the right pieces around him.
A lot of
and,
things have happened for him.
It is.
They don't
wild.
trade for Stephon Diggs. They don't hire Brian Dable as their OC. Any of those things happen.
Yeah.
It
The
is
whole
wild,
Bill's trajectory is entirely different, but
and again,
thankfully it all worked out.
That
for
has
him.
been like
And the same thing. I mean, even with the Eagles, even with like the Nick Foles situation
Foles.
for y'all's.
I mean, our last two runs, the Nick Foles Super Bowl, and let's be very clear: if Carson doesn't get hurt, Jalen Hurts is not the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Not at all. Not at all.
Boom.
Like,
And yet, look at
It's
y'all.
not even
Look at
like
y'all
they
now.
should never fucking.
13-2, which is a little wild. I honestly thought y'all should have pulled that game out, but it just shows Dallas.
didn't play good enough.
Dallas is okay, but that shows that gave
And,
me a
like-
lot. That showed me a lot more about Philly than Dallas.
It's the team.
It was like no,
It's the team.
Philly's got it.
Yeah.
Philly's got it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the
y'all
thing
were
is-
fucking
And the thing is,
going
too,
back
is
and
that,
forth
like,
with the
With a
you know,
backup.
I
yeah.
saw a lot of people, and I'm not. this is not a shot at you, but like a lot of people, like, and because you prefaced it when we were talking about it, a lot of people wanted to put the blame on Gardner Minshew. Oh, we had our backup in, but like,
I don't think
bro,
it's
CeeDee
fault.
Lamb, I've been kind of on record of saying
You're
like I
secondary.
think he's a good talent, but like I don't really think he's the number one
He's not
receiver
an
in the league.
elite. He's not an elite.
We made him
secondary.
look like he was the
Yeah.
best receiver in the league. He had 8 catches and over 100 yards and a half and a touchdown.
In
Like
the
he
first
was,
half.
It was your
like
secondary.
he was looking like he was a fucking man, and I don't think he's that great.
No, the defense takes more than
Yeah,
blame.
it was the secondary.
It's
but
the
that's
defen-
that's luckily for y'all. It was one game, and in that one game where you did fuck up at the half, you guys also impressed a lot of people with how you stayed in that game.
And also,
we have
Gardner Minshew hasn't played in like fucking a year. So like,
We have 2 losses.
Yeah, and
We-
both losses aren't bad losses.
No,
They're
the-
one score losses.
The
And it's
formula
like
is
fluke
out. The formula is out
accidents.
to beat us. If we turn the ball over 4 times and we give up points off of those turnovers, we will have the ball at the end of the game
Yeah, but that's anybody.
to win.
Yeah, you have a chance. Regardless, y'all are playing.
If we
y'all
don't
are
turn
having
the
a
ball over
phenomenal
4
season.
times, we're undefeated.
I can't even be
And
mad.
I mean,
I
and
can't
that's-
even be mad at the Eagles. Y'all are having a phenomenal season.
and that's my only concern with this team is that whoever's
They
playing,
start
whe-
to snowball when
whether
things go wrong.
whether it's Jalen Hurts or
Could be.
Gardner Minshew, whoever's playing quarterback for us, my main concern is when the game is on the line. The way the NFL is, it's going to be on the quarterback to make the throws.
Yeah.
Do we have the quarterback to make the throws? And that is still the biggest question mark.
See,
for us. Regardless
we
if it's
do.
Jalen Hurts or
But my boy has fucked us up.
yeah,
some
but you don't have the
games.
running game, the defense,
I
which
get it,
is
but
pretty good. But
On your
like they're
exact
kind of
question,
like
on your exact
as
statement,
far
though,
as far as game control goes, we have the highest game control. I always feel like we're in
Because
control.
y'all-
we can
because
fucking
y'all-
run the
y'all-
fuck out of
yeah,
that
y'all-
ball.
your run game is
our
different.
O-line is built.
Your
different.
run game
the
and your
rock
O-
and assert our dominance.
our O line is good, but it's
You're
to
not-
protect.
you're not
It's to
fucking with
protect
our-
Josh.
We have the best
It's to
O-line in the
protect
league.
Josh long enough, which is like 5 to 7 seconds, so he can.
The
slang
great
that
thing with our O-line is they do both.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's
Yeah,
left.
you guys do.
run
You
block.
have a great O line.
We have receivers that
have a
are willing
decent-
to run block.
I'm gonna say we're in the top 10 of O lines, but
You're
we don't
probably
have.
top 2.
I don't think we're top
Like
2.
I think the Chiefs are a bit overrated. I know people love them this year. the
I
O-line.
think probably
I think-
O line.
I think
I mean, who
Patrick Mahomes is really this year more than
MVP.
ever has really shown that like
it's him.
he
He's-
can.
he's that
It
guy.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
I'm here.
It really
he's
does
good.
not matter
He's good.
who
He's a
the
good guy.
fuck like
Josh
whatever
Allen,
O
though,
line,
I
whatever
still think-
receivers,
Bro,
whatever
he's got
defense.
fucking cut NFL receivers on his roster.
I'm not saying,
And he's
I'm
still
not
leading the
saying
league
his
in yards
hey,
and touchdowns.
I'm not saying his throwing numbers or anything like that. I'm just saying, I had this debate. I don't know who the fuck I was
He's
talking
a better
to.
runner
actually.
than Josh Allen.
No, bullshit. Patrick is not a better runner. Fuck off.
He doesn't fumble.
Booyah!
He doesn't run. Fuck that.
Yeah, he
Doesn't run?
Patrick Mahomes does not stand a chance against Josh Allen when it comes to rushing yards. Josh Allen was putting fucking running back rushing numbers up.
Yeah, he's great.
And it's a little sad because I don't want that to happen. I don't want him to run that
That's
much.
how injuries happen to
Yeah, I do not
quarterbacks.
want him to run that much. He's playing like he's
A
Jalen
la
Hurts.
fucking
He's
Jalen
playing
Hurts.
like Jalen Hurts out there, and I don't want to see it.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's good for a time, and then once.
Yeah, but
That
no,
one
Josh.
injury-
Josh
that
is
body
way.
can't-
First off, Josh is way more talented than Cam.
Oh.
Talented? No. They're like the same amount of talent.
I was
Not
about
arm
to-
wise.
Yes.
Yes.
Arm strength.
Yes.
You're
Cam,
fucking
Cam, when he
crazy.
first came into the league, was different.
Bro.
He's not. He wasn't throwing 80-yard bombs.
Yes, he
like
Yes,
that.
he was.
Like it was
Bro.
nothing. No, he was
Yes, he was.
That was his
Listen,
thing, was the
the-
arm strength.
The
Bullshit.
arm strength, and the same thing with Josh Allen, which Josh Allen, to his credit, has been able to improve on it, was the accuracy
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Cam Newton never really improved on the accuracy part. They have the same physical tools. Like, go back and watch
I
Cam
think
Newton,
Josh is bigger.
his 1 year. They're the same fucking
They're
They're
6'5"?
6'5",
Both
250
of them?
each of them.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
And Cam Newton's probably faster. But, like, watch
Probably.
the fucking
Close.
I mean, yeah,
I'll give him
it's splitting
the-
hairs,
I'll give
but
him the
go
pass.
back and watch Cam Newton at Auburn and watch his first like 5 years in the league. Like it's almost identical, but the only difference is Josh Allen has improved on the accuracy and has been able to hone his quarterback skills in more than
I would
Cam
say
Newton
more
did.
than that. Cam got tired of taking those hits.
Yeah, well, because he was relying too fucking heavy on that shit. He didn't to me, and I don't know for sure, but
And
you
the
know,
O line, like I'm saying, like he would take hits in the pocket. He would take hits out of the pocket.
yeah,
Like
Cam Newton was
6'5",
for his-
245.
yeah for as
yeah,
much.
he's massive. He's bigger than fucking O line.
That's Josh Allen or Cam Newton.
Cam.
Which Cam Newton they have him listed as that, but he was probably pushing 260.
Yeah. Once you
Like-
get in the league, you put on a couple
Yeah.
more pounds.
Yeah.
It's
Josh Allen, 6'5". Let's see.
probably 240.
237.
So they haven't. That's what I'm saying. Like
Very
Cam
similar,
Newton
very
was
similar.
a fucking issue, and
I
I,
mean,
thought
but-
him going into the league, like
There's a lot of
to
tough
me, and
quarterbacks.
I've said
Can't
this.
miss.
I've
I
said
did
this.
not know Tom Brady is 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big
He's
dude.
tall. Yeah.
But like to me, like
I didn't know Joe
as
Burrow
far
was
as like
6'4" either.
visually, what I've seen with my own eyes, Cam Newton has the best college football season I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
Like that shit was fucking incredible. What he
Yeah,
was
we could
doing.
all agree on that.
There's a stat. I think I've said it to you guys before. There is not another
Yeah.
offensive player on that Auburn team
We've seen it.
that
that
went to
took
the-
a snap in the NFL.
Yeah, we've seen it. That shit was incredible.
Yeah. The only other player that went was Nick Fairley. and
Cam,
he was a bust.
Auburn Cam.
For
one of-
1 year,
one of the greatest football
best player
players.
money can buy.
Yeah.
That was
shit
the joke.
fucking-
No, that was
Oh
real.
my
That was
God,
real
that shit
talk.
was unreal.
The
That
best
shit
player
was-
money could
Yeah,
buy.
that shit was
now
wild to
you
watch.
can do it openly and not give a fuck.
Yeah,
Man,
that shit was-
Still, they're not going to be Cam. Like,
no.
No, that shit
we'll
was
probably
wild.
never see something like that again.
That shit
Nope,
was fucking wild.
probably
That shit
not.
was
You
fucking
you
wild.
will not see.
That shit
He was
amazing.
he was the Auburn team.
You will not see
The entire Auburn
an
team.
all-time great player going to a powerhouse SEC team that somehow just didn't have talent around him.
Yep. Nope.
And especially Auburn too, because they put players in the NFL.
Usually do, but not that
they
season.
put players in the NFL.
Not that
like,
fucking season. They did.
Even if,
It
if
was
they don't pan
Cam.
out.
And look at the coach. It was
Cam.
fucking Gene Chizik.
Cam,
Where
do
is he
this.
now?
He's the DC for the UNC Tar Heels.
Good old Gus over here doing the damn thing.
I guess.
Cam's out here like,
Hey,
I'm just little- Shout
I
out,
got
shout
you.
out to Gus.
shout out to Gus. Get on the fucking podcast, Gus.
Gus Bus.
The Gus Bus.
what time we at?
Bro, we're probably almost at like 2 hours.
Yeah.
if we're
Damn
being
near.
honest.
Damn near.
Is there anything? I mean,
Fun
I
time,
guess we
fun
can
time.
start fucking wrapping it up. Is there anything that anybody wants to
Just start.
say? Anything that any? I mean, we'll record another podcast, but
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
go
probably
into
be the last one of the 2022 year, calendar year. Has been a little bit trying for all of us as individuals and as a group,
As a collective.
as a collective. But I feel like
As a unit.
I feel like and I can speak for myself at this point. Like, it is weird how the timing is working out. That the new year comes. A lot of the issues that I've been dealing with will be kind of like resolved, settled. This week I have off of work, so I'm able to kind of hone back in and get myself back on a routine, get back on a schedule. So
need a good reset.
I do feel like 2023 for me as an individual and for us as a group is going to be a much better one.
Yeah,
but
I'll be one of my best.
The lessons that I've learned, the things that I've gone through this past year, the trials and tribulations that have gone on, I feel like are propelling
you need a 22 to get to 20.
Are going to propel me to do the things that I'm setting out to do in this next year.
You got to have the rain.
I am scared. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I am scared of 2023 a little bit.
Oh, don't be a bitch.
I'm not being a bitch. I'm
Grab
saying
that bitch by the fucking balls and take it.
I got a lot of big plans for the year. I'm not like scared as like terrified.
I will say this though, like
I got a good type of scared.
We will be no.
Is when I say greenery in your hand?
No, I was just
cash. Is what he's talking about. But anyways,
it's a wad of 100. Sorry,
yes. Yeah, Dennis is a high roller.
Turn up
the high roller. But anyways, I'm talking about 2023. It's gonna be a very good year. Don't get me wrong on that. There's a lot of big events happening in the year, at least for me, and I still have a lot of big plans happening. I said a couple of things. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. I'll be 28 in 2023. That's a cool year and all. That's not my favorite year. That's the following.
28 at midnight. I wonder what's next for me.
But there's going to be a lot of big things happening in 2023, so I'm excited to see them. Not necessarily. I say scared because like I've put in a lot of work to this point, so I have to see some things through. That's the only reason I say I'm scared. Just because like.
Yeah,
it's on me. It's on me personally.
You put your word out, so now you got to fucking.
Yeah,
deliver.
I put my word out and I put myself out as well. Like there's a lot of things riding on myself and my own abilities to accomplish. So I think I could do it. Let me clarify this. I don't think I can do it. I'm going to fucking do it.
I will say this
2023.
though. I will say this.
I'm coming for your ass.
Can say, but like, I mean, me and you, like, you're probably outside of like people that I work with, like my coworkers. I probably spend the most time with you.
Yeah,
like I will say this, like I definitely have noticed in the past month or so, like a shift in your mindset, a shift in like, I don't want to say, and I mean, I guess like in our friend group, you have been more of the like rambunctious one, the partier, the wanting to go out and have a good time. I feel
always
like
used to be. Yeah,
it definitely seems like to me 100%. From what I've been seeing that you've kind of like
been buckling the fuck down,
toned that down and put more pressing issues as the priority as far as like pressing in your life and what you feel like you want to accomplish.
This is all fourth effort in right now.
So I've been
doing this for a little bit, but
just kind of
I got to continue this. So keep me on that track.
I got faith in you is what I'm saying. You're fucking doing what you got to do, and you're putting the things that you're prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized and to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Yeah.
I'm trying to prioritize
Dennis,
everything.
I will be kicking in the door professionally sometime in 2023.
There you go,
and I can't wait to see it.
In some capacity, might be.
I'll throw a banger.
It might be within the next week.
Hopefully, it is. If it's in the next 2, that's fine too.
It might be.
Could be in the next 6. I don't give a fuck.
Might be sometime later this year. It might be a year from now. So.
But we'll see when it happens.
It will happen.
We'll see when it happens.
The thing is that I don't really believe in. I believe in manifesting to an extent. You got to manifest, but you also got to put the fucking work behind it.
Yeah.
And I feel like us individuals, us as a group, although like I said before,
we're coming for it. Simple
although
as that.
I said before, like it has been as far as maybe not even maybe on personal levels and as a group, as a collective, it has been a little bit more of a trying year and maybe not what we wanted it to be. But I'm a firm believer in, rough times make great people. You're going to go through the rough things. It's how you fucking react to it, how you are proactive in the situations. And I really do feel like, these hard times are going to make us better people, are going to, propel us to greater things. And we all have that mindset. I feel like we all have the same general vision of what we want for our own individual lives and what we want for each other as a group. So I do, my confidence in what we're doing as a group, what we're doing individually, although I might not always express it, it is, I do have the ultimate faith. I've always had the ultimate faith in all of us. So that being said,
Jesus.
Watch out for fucking 2023.
2023
bitches.
is going to be a good year for us because, to piggyback off what you said, we've all put in immense effort into what we're trying to accomplish individually and as a group. And I'm going to go harder on both. Like, I've been gearing myself up, and like why you feel like you've seen a shift, and it's not just you. A couple other people have told me the same. Like, oh, you're not acting the same, or you're not this, because like, I mean, that is the definition of insanity. For instance, is doing the same thing over and over,
different results,
and expecting a different result. So I kind of took that to heart, and I was like, I can't be doing the same shit I've been doing for years, expecting myself or our group or my goals to be different. I cannot physically do that, cannot mentally do that. So I took that to heart a little earlier in the year, and I was like, all right, let's try to make as much effort as we can to try to change that. And I was doing little by little. A couple bigger events happened for me that like pushed me even more towards that. Could be heartbreak, could be fucking not going my way like I wanted it to. Did accomplish a couple things this year. To a quick highlight, did get my fucking real estate certificate.
I got my PT certification.
There you go. We got 2 things we did say we were going to do last year. I don't know if y'all remember the episode, but we did say we were going to do it.
Yes, sir.
So we did do that. Eric's got his, what he got, class tomorrow?
I do have 2
Boom,
classes.
he's got a class. He's got
on
2
Tuesday
classes.
and Wednesday, I got classes on Tuesday.
Buyout. He's doing his shit. I still have 1 more test to take. And I ain't going to let my fucking own self-doubt or my own being scared of studying, because it's not really studying. Studying doesn't scare me at all. But it's just like the test itself. It's kind of like a overwhelming test.
Nerve-wracking.
Fucking 100 question, 3 hour, like, got to sit there. They switch the information up. It's a lot of trick questions involved. So it's a little nerve-wracking with that. I have uttermost confidence in myself, but at the same time, I do need to study. I'm not going to say, like, I know this shit like the back of my hand, because I don't. I've lived a little recklessly in my life, so I got to study more. But exciting stuff to happen. Exciting stuff coming.
Dennis, anything you want to add?
I mean, he dropped the bombshell already. Big shit is happening for Dennis in 2023.
Not the bombshell yet.
Not yet. But I guess on that note, do you have anything else?
No.
I guess on that note, fucking, we out here more than ever. Everybody fucking love everybody. It's the holiday season. Fucking, if you got beef with somebody, family,
let that
friends,
shit go in 2022.
let it fucking go. You don't know when
quick.
fucking shit is gonna end for you. I would hate for it to end and you haven't told people that you love them.
Yep.
On God, more than anything this year, that is something that I have been taught.
Yeah, that holds
Let
true.
people know that you fucking love
shit
them
happen.
when you have the time to let them know that you love them.
Yep.
Give them their roses while they're here, because you don't know when that shit is gonna end. On that note, like I said, everybody love everybody. We will be back more frequently, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Deuces.